don't I watch it?
Hello, everybody! How's everyone doing? Welcome to the Chromatic Dragon Saga Session Dos! Thank you all so very much for joining us once again. And thank you all so effing much for really supporting that first stream, everybody. The VOD views were high. I've had lots of people in the D&D community just kind of reach out and say how much they enjoyed watching you all suffer. So it was very enjoyable for me. But yeah, so for all of you people who did not catch last week and might be seeing my face for the first time, my name is Dicecream Sandwich. I will be your dungeon master for this evening, this day, whatever time zone you are currently in. And yeah, guys, I am a D&D content creator on the TikToks, the Instagrams, the Twitch. In our channel, we have a homebrew game we stream every Monday. And now we got this game right here, the Chromatic Dragon Saga, streaming every Saturday. So super stoked to get things going. Might want to do a quick little just reintroduction of everybody, their social handles, the race class they're playing. We won't do this every single stream, but I think for the first couple, just to get people acquainted, might be just a little good idea. So let's start with Meryl.
Hello, I'm Meryl, Baby Meryl, handle for all my socials. I am mostly a horror streamer on Twitch, if you're interested.
All right. And race and class that you are playing.
So my character's name is Amara. She's a druid and a Kalashar.
Druid Kalashar. And by the way, everyone, I did not mention this at the end of last session, but everyone here has now leveled up to level 2. So you might see some new abilities being flung out there. Some subclasses maybe coming into light. It'll be very surprising later on. But up next, we got Aiden.
Hello, I am Cheide on everything. I am Arcturion the Hunter. I am a Leonin Barbarian with a dash of Gladiator. And yeah, basically it.
There you go. Big, strong lion boy that cleaves mother effers in two. Up next, we got the Cole.
Hello. I'm Lightbox Gnome. Cole. Lightbox Gnome on everything. I stream pretty much every day. And I play Apollo, the tabaxi rogue of the party, who got very lucky, and I'm a little bit nervous about it. I was riding high last week, and I was brought back to reality this week when I saw our situation.
You were directing traffic like nobody's business, Mr. Captain of the ship. Thank you so much, Lightbox Gnome. And then we got Web-Headed Hero.
What's up, guys? I am Web-Headed Hero, aka Andrew McLean. I am playing as Avery, which just so happens to be my middle name and also means like wise elf somehow. So I'm just going with that. I am, in fact, a high elf and a fighter. So super excited to play. This is now my second official session of D&D. So looking forward to making it 3 and 4, and then who knows from there? Maybe just stop at 4. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, guys,
that's it.
That's it. Yeah, very excited to play.
Yes, that is a correction from last session. I think when I was introducing you all into the story, I said that you were a human, which is not true. You are a high elf.
I am a human. My character is a high elf. So you were technically correct.
Sort of. I mean, you look kind of human, but you got those pointy ears, those elven mystical features, the glitter in the eye. You know, we got to correct what happens. Thank you so much, my friend. And then last but certainly not least, we've got Jess.
Yes, hi, I'm Jessica. My character, her name is Arlie. She is a servitor, which we're going based on the centaur rules in the game for that, but she is half deer instead of horse. And she is a ranger.
Yeah. Ranger indeed. All right, everyone. Now that we got all of that out of the way, I think we might as well just stretch the legs, pull up the arms, get to the edge of that enormous diving board and spring off and dive right on in.
Let's do it.
To session number 2 of the Chromatic Dragon Saga. So,
I'm live. I'm literally playing D&D for 10 hours.
last we left off, the party having arrived in the village of Green Nest along the Sword Coast. They had been hired by a noble, Celadon Grey, to escort him to meet Governor Nighthall in this village of Green Nest for an important meeting. Some of you had known each other previous to this mission. Some of you hadn't. You had all been hired in the city of Baldur's Gate when you took up the job and had successfully, in fact, escorted him to the village of Green Nest. You spent about a day or so in the village awaiting his further instruction. He had kind of gone off to meet with Governor Nighthall in the village keep, while the rest of you had the opportunity to kind of put your things in the local inn, go and kind of see what the town is like, go visit certain shops, train a little bit, go outside the village limits, talk to some friendly creatures, kind of get a lay of the land, that whole thing. And then it wasn't soon after that you'd spend some hours in the town, and the day had gone by a little bit. It was getting into late afternoon. You decided to go to the local tavern, grab a quick drink, grab some eats, and kind of discuss what your plans are going to be moving forward. And then, of course, it happened. You heard the rumbling of your tankards on the table, and then all of a sudden, leathery wing sounds flapping in the distance, a shadow casting over the sun, and then wham! The entire left side of the tavern was just obliterated by this enormous blue dragon that had flown in and just smashed it to smithereens. As you all took cover, you looked over, and a huge raiding party of just multiple different creatures, humanoid, kobold alike, were just pouring into this village, just destroying shops, going into homes, stealing treasure, murdering people. It was insanity. You then took it upon yourself in that instant to head to the keep, where you had assumed would probably be the safest part of the village at this point. And in trying to race over there, you ran into some local villagers who were being pursued by a group of kobolds, and you didn't want them to die. It was a poor mother with a broken shield and a spear saving her wounded husband and a couple children. You acted quick. Apollo quickly taking on the leadership role was just, pointing people in certain directions. Go hit this person, strategically go over there. You were able to save them. And through escaping and eviscerating a lot of enemies, you had made your way straight shot to the keep itself, right at this point where you were racing to beat a huge onslaught of raiders that were rushing the front gates of this keep. And the rolls were very, very close. You almost didn't make it, but a couple high rolls there managed to get your party into the gates with the family right as the gate was shutting, and the slew of enemies were just up against the gates, trying to bash it down. At this point, Governor Nighthall came out of the keep, just also directing traffic. What's going on? How many are left? Who's in here? Seeing all of you, questioning who you in fact were, as it is a small village. He knows most of the people in here. You had in fact reminded him that you were the adventuring party that was hired to escort Celadon Grey to this very village. And then he pointed his sword at you all. You're now enlisted in the Green Nest Army. And that was where we left off. So, beginning session 2 of the Chromatic Dragon Saga, Governor Nighthall pointed his sword at you, and you were all kind of still trying to catch your breath after that magnificent race to the front of the keep. The family you had saved is kind of off to the left of you, kind of scared. You were able to heal some of them back to full health, before you ran over to the keep, but the kids are very much out of breath. They were holding on for dear life onto Arlie's back as you had them ride on Arlie to get there in time. And there was that magnificent stunt where Arctreon, with his giant Leonin form, was rushing to get alongside Arlie to make the kids hop over to him so he could dash forward to the keep. So the family is very much out of breath. And as you look around, you see random villagers and townsfolk that were also kind of rushed in that same action. Everyone's just like kind of disheveled. Some are really badly hurt. Some are just covered in dirt, heavy breathing. Some are just like hugging their families just to make sure they're okay. You see a few frantic guards kind of barricading the front gate with like wood and various heavy crates and things to kind of fortify it a bit. You see Governor Nihil just kind of going around talking to various guards and things like that about the current situation. What would you all like to do?
Oh. Where did Nighthill say where Sidon was?
You did. You said we're here to escort Sidon de Grey, and he mentioned he was inside the keep, and that he would ask him for verification.
He's inside the keep
Okay.
that we're in?
Currently, you are in the front courtyard of the keep. So the keep itself is about 2-3 stories high. It kind of has this tall cylinder tower. It's about 3 stories high. And then the main part of the hall is kind of attached to that. And then there's this kind of semicircle of a concrete wall for the castle, the keep walls that go around it, and then the gate at the front. If you look at the Roll20 map that we have up, I believe, you can get a good view of kind of what the layout of the keep is like from there. So you are all currently in the front courtyard. You've just gotten through the front gates, and you're kind of surrounded by villagers, town folks, and guards who are kind of fortifying the front gate at this point.
Okay.
I think we should go into and look for him.
I think we should go check with Sidon as well. Yes. And I'm going to immediately start walking that way.
Well, I feel like we should also probably put some people up around the wall. So, should we all go check on him, or should we split up?
Well, I have no long range weapons, more or less. Like
Right.
I'm not exactly useless I'm useless at a distance, put it that way.
Okay, I'm gonna like nudge Arlie and be like, what if we go up to a higher level and we maybe shoot the people down below? What
I am so down for that. Let's go.
I'll come and
But I can't
supervise.
climb up ladders. So,
Oh,
I see stairs. There's a little ramp.
okay. I can use
Aw.
stairs.
So with the onslaught of raiders kind of banging at the front gate a little bit, they are starting to kind of spread out a little bit. So the full brunt isn't necessarily at the gate. They're now kind of expanding over to the other sides. Oh, hold on here. Our Roll20 wanted to say, nope, you can't touch anything. So they are starting to kind of go around the sides a little bit. Almost looks like they're kind of probing for any other weaknesses or ways inside the keep. So the brunt of them aren't so much at the front anymore. They're kind of starting to thin out and go around the sides. But you're more than able to run up to the side walls if you want and try to like see where they are and take some pot shots if that's what you'd like to do.
yes.
Is
Let's
there
do
some
it.
way to climb up?
Yes, there
I see
is.
stairs on the map.
So actually, if we're gonna do that, let's gonna switch over the Roll20 map actually. So you'll see a change on your screen there to a more accurate castle map for you all. So I'm just gonna reveal it now.
That's a lot.
That is
That's
that looks like a cathedral.
So that one is the wrong one.
I see.
I'm
Pretty
closing
though.
my eyes. I don't see anything.
So just, oh boy, okay. Oh, come on. Roll20, why are you such a bitch?
Oh wait, there it is.
Yeah, so that one Bam. So I'll hide that one.
Ah, there we go.
That map is the castle map there.
Cool.
There you go. That's a bit more accurate.
The grid is not on it.
Yeah, so for... Oh, shoot. Do. Let me just snap that back on there. There you go.
Nice.
Should be on there now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's a bit more of an accurate picture of the situation y'all are in.
Okay.
So you got a few guards that are kind of some of these enemies. There's a few at the front here, sort of still wailing on the gate. And then you can see a few of these other raiders are starting to kind of expand a little bit and are kind of going on either side over here. Governor Nighthall right there is kind of behind you, making his way towards the main keep. But if you would like to engage them, so right over here where I'm kind of pinging on the map, those are the stairs to go up to the castle walls if you would like.
Yes.
The 4 gentlemen that are on the tower walls there, those are ours?
Those are your guys, yeah.
Okay, so the boys are wanting to go into the keep and look for what's his name, and then who was wanting to
I'm
go?
going to slightly change. I'm going to actually brace the gate.
Oh, okay.
I just want to get eyes on our employer, and then once I've confirmed that he's safe, I'm gonna back you guys up, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, I'll go with Aiden. I'll go with Arctreon.
There. First for me.
Okay, well, guys, if we're this took a turn. If we're going for this, we're gonna have you guys. We're gonna have Cole, Apollo go inside the keep, and then the rest of you are gonna go up on the walls and start taking some pot shots.
Yay!
So let's change up the music here. As the loud, heavy bangs from the front gates to going, and you see just guards starting to pile up various crates and heavy things up on it, and you feel you see a couple of them kind of putting their weight against it, and you just see them going like whatever they're doing, they're just trying to get their way in. So Cole, we'll have you go in there just for the main time. So you're gonna rush in there, go inside the keep and try to look for Sidon Gray.
Yes, I
We'll have you
can't
just-
move my piece.
Let me just fix that real quick. There you go. You should have access to it now.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Everyone should have their characters under your control now.
I cannot. Oh, yes, I can.
So try it one more time. Yeah, I think you guys should all have it now.
I just
Yep.
gave it a refresh.
Okay. So, you guys wanted to rush up to the top there?
I'm going to go with Archeon to the gate just to
Yep.
make sure no one's going to come through.
To the front gate? All right. So place your tokens where you like, everyone. As you kind of, you
Still
see...
limited by our speed stat.
So you're not in combat yet. This is technically out of combat. So right now, this is kind of like still RPing a little bit as until the enemies kind of see you or you start to make your first shot at them, that's when we'll go into combat a little bit.
Okay.
Amara and or Arlie, I would maybe have one of you at the front and then one of you towards the 6 that are there. Yeah.
Wait. Let me do this one. Can you go to the 6, Arlie?
I can. Down here.
Because I have a plan. I don't know if it'll work, but I have to ask Kevin about it.
Okay.
So like, are we able to see the people from where we are up there?
The people, like, in what respect? The raiders that are hanging at the front doors?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're like at the front there. You can see up. You're like 2 to 3 stories high, so you can definitely see them from there.
Would I have to roll to see if I could spot like a leader amongst them?
A leader?
Yeah.
Roll a perception check really quick.
Okay. 18.
18. So looking down at looking down at the various raiders and just people who are just yelling and shouting and trying to hit things, you kind of notice that this one dude, kind of directly under you, is wearing a bit more finer garments than the others are. The others look like ramshackled, like war-torn, dirty and battle-ridden. And this one, who's kind of the lead there, seems to be wearing like a bit more finer attire than the rest of them. So just going off by intuition, you're kind of like, that guy seems like he's leader. You can see him clearly like, go over there, the bird getting the front gate, go around. And he's just kind of directing people.
Okay. Can I yell at him? Quiet down there, and then charm person on him.
Quiet down there. So let me see here.
Do you actually charm him though?
Yeah, I can.
Oh.
Be quiet.
Stop it. Stop it.
No. Pulls out a little squirt gun.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm
So
good.
he will. You can in fact charm him, but because you are fighting against them, you are kind of engaged with them at the moment. He will have the saving throw at advantage, but it is something that you can try.
What do you guys think? So basically my thing is that I can charm a person, like a humanoid, and they have to do a wisdom saving throw. And the charm person will consider us to be like friendly or an acquaintance, and they'll just like help us. But that's with the exception of until we do anything harmful to that person.
Okay.
So we just can't hurt him.
Do it.
What do they have to roll to get out of it?
So for her charm person, the DC is Wisdom 14. So they would have to roll past. They have to beat basically a 14 on their Wisdom saving throw to not be affected by it, which is pretty high. So it's up to you. If you are engaging with it and fighting it, they would get advantage on the saving throw. But because this person hasn't technically seen Amara before, I would say that it's safe to assume that you could probably get away with it.
Right.
Okay, because I'm just trying to, make them possibly all go away if he's like a leader guy, So, okay,
Go for
I'll
it.
try it on him.
Go for it.
I will cast Charm Person on him and tell him to tell the others to go away and be quiet.
Tell the others to go away. So with Charmed Person specifically, just looking up the limitations of what you can do with Charmed Person just so the audience can understand.
Oh, wait, it says it must take a wisdom saving throw and does so with advantage if you or your companions are fighting it. So
Exactly. So that's what I'd explained earlier. So basically, because so if you were in a combat situation and you were like, hey, you go away. You're already fighting it, and it has the mental capacity to be like, fuck up, what? Like, you're fighting me. So it would get advantage on the saving throw against you. However, because it's you haven't fought this particular person yet, I'm gonna make it so he won't have advantage on the check.
Okay.
But the creature does become charmed if he fails the save. So a charmed creature can't attack the charmer or target the charmer with harmful abilities or magical effects. The charmer has advantage on any ability checks to interact socially with the creature. So charming a creature isn't like the command spell. So command is a spell where you're like, you go over here, walk towards the tree, put your head against the bark, and don't talk to anybody. That's what command does. What charmed does, it basically makes that person not want to hurt you specifically.
Okay.
So if you were like, hey, little man, maybe you just quiet down a bit and don't hurt anyone. He's like, oh yeah, no worries, Chief. I won't hurt you. They just like keep continuing to do what they're doing because they're like, you're fine, but it's objective. It's still trying to do.
So maybe
Unless you could probably get into like a discourse with him and try to persuade him not to do what he's doing, but that's up to you. Just want to further explain kind of the difference between a charm spell and like something like command.
Well, I would bring this to my party and just tell them that I can do this thing, but there are limitations and we have to maybe convince them.
Well, if we won't be able to get them to go away and it's just going to affect one person, then are there any disadvantages to doing it?
Not really. It's just if she tries to charm him again, like within the next little while, he'll like be aware that she was trying to charm him and it won't work.
Lose a spell slot as well.
Yeah, I lose.
Well, I might
would
wait
save it.
then.
I would
save
save
it.
for like an encounter where you might be in danger and you can try to convince them to not attack you.
I agree.
I would save that.
Okay.
I would save that.
Hold for now.
Okay.
How did you guys fix the echo? Because Aiden is echoing for me now.
Oh, it's probably on the Roll20 screen. If you look at the video and names only section of it.
Video and names only section?
Yeah, so if you go to the little the gearhead settings on the Roll20 screen, and then you scroll down past game settings and it says chat avatars.
Uh-huh.
There should be a way to go player video avatar names only.
It is set to names only.
Okay, and then past that, you'll see audio input, video input. And I want to broadcast to others, just put nothing and receive nothing.
Oh, okay, cool.
Maybe that'll work. Does that better? Aiden, say something.
How about now? Is this working? Testing.
Still echoing.
You can also go like hover over his little profile, I think, and then pull the volume all the way down over his profile picture.
In Roll20?
If you, in the Chromatic Saga Roll20, if you hover over his profile picture, which is the white square with the red stuff on it,
so when you have I want to broadcast nothing and receive nothing, click reconnect.
Okay.
How about now? Am I testing it?
That's much better. Okay.
Cool.
Hey, problem solving. There we go. Okay, so back to the action here. So, Amara, do you want to try to charm this supposed little leader of this raiding party here, or let it go?
I'll let it go.
Let it go. Okay. So with Amara, you up there now on the castle walls, we've got Archeon and Avery helping the guards kind of fortify the walls, and Archeon and Avery, you're feeling this kind of like they have some sort of ram, it seems, that's kind of hitting the gate door with this kind of group at the top. And Amara, you can see this as well as you're looking down overhead. You kind of see this supposed leader kind of directing traffic, and then off to his side, you see a few of his little raid party friends with this big sort of wood log just going trying to break it open. So first off, I'm gonna have Avery and Archeon just make strength checks for me really quick.
Okay. 23.
23.
Ooh, I rolled a 10. Damn it.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
It's all right, because I rolled low. So you start to feel like when you race up to the guards, you can kind of see them kind of, the guards kind of getting hit by this ram of sorts, and it's kind of like putting them off. And then you two come up behind them, you're just like, ugh, with your massive frames, and all of a sudden the wall, the door is very much more stable now, as they're all able to kind of shunt their weight onto it. And then as that ram hits, you just kind of see the door go kind of shakes you a bit, but you've definitely secured the door a bit more from them getting in. So up at the top, we've got Arlie and Amara. As you're seeing those people there, did you want to take shots at them with your bows? Did you want to just survey? What do you want to do?
I'm gonna poison them.
You're gonna poison them?
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my poison spray on them.
A poison spray, okay. So that's gonna put us definitely into combat. So I'm gonna have Arlie and Amara roll initiative,
Lovely.
and then I'll get to you, Apollo.
18.
18, okay.
I got 17.
17, okay. Cobalt. Okay, so it is actually, you do rolled really high and I rolled really low. So Amara and Arlie, you're going to be going up first. Amara, you are first up here, so you want to poison spray some of the guards down there.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, all I do is I just extend my hand downward, and I sprinkle a little poison puff of noxious gas from my palm. But I think it's only one creature. The target should only be one creature. So I'm just going to do it at the leader person.
At the leader, okay, yeah. So you extend your hand toward a creature you can see within range, and you project a puff of noxious gas from your palm. And then that creature's got to make a Constitution saving throw or take 1d12 poison damage. So as you're kind of like looking over the edge and you see him direct drive, go, you just kind of suss out like, I think that's the one. This noxious like Joker gas toxin just emits from your hand as the vines kind of creep up your forearm, and this kind of flower, this like really nice pretty flower kind of blooms out of the palm of your hand. It's like this kind of light purpley white kind of marbly color as the petals start to come out from your hand, and it's go you just spray this nauseous gas, and as the soldiers kind of look up, that leader kind of goes up and goes and finally looks up and sees you, but he is going to roll a Constitution saving throw to see if he takes the damage or not.
When he looks up, I'm just going to wiggle my hands like, hello.
That is a 4. He will fail.
Let's go.
So you can roll your 1d12 poison damage.
Okay.
So if you're curious which one is the d12, it's the fatter looking d20, the fatter looking circular one.
I did not do that. Wait.
Oh, sorry, you're on D&D Beyond. That's right. So you just have the dice thing. Never mind.
Wait, I rolled the wrong thing. Ignore that.
Oh no.
There we go. I just clicked it. I did it too, damn it.
You did 2 damage?
Yep.
So
better than a 1.
You go on and point that poison spray down. He goes, up top, they're retaliating. And he just kind of points to everybody as all the raiders and everybody kind of looks up, and they're starting to look in your direction. But he slowly starts to kind of make his way back away from the poison spray. But you can see he's coughing, and he kind of puts his hand to his mouth, and you can kind of see him coughing up little spurts of blood into the palm of his hand. And he's just starting to make his way away from the front door. Arlie, I'll have you go next.
Okay. Now, if I were to use Hunter's Mark, do I use that first, or do I just attack with my bow first?
Up to you. So you want to usually use it first. It's a bonus action to do. So you bonus action Hunter's Mark, pick the target that you want to be super focused on, and then once that's enabled, you can then try to attack that person. You'll gain that extra d6 of damage and those skill perks that comes with it.
Okay. Am I able to see the leader from where I'm at right now? Because I know they've got the building there a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a good like you're high up, right? So you've got a pretty good vantage point, like looking over where things are. Sort of where you are necessarily, I would probably move you up just to that upper corner there on the left, and you can get a better vantage point.
There.
But yeah, you can definitely see him from there.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and use Hunter's Mark on him.
Okay. So you kind of, none of you could really see from where you are, but Amara, you kind of, within that poison spray, as that noxious gas comes out of your palm, you look over to Arlie as she's now recognizing like who you're attacking, and she kind of looks down and can kind of see the various raiders kind of taking direction from this person. She's just like, all right, that's the one who we're hitting. Knocks the arrow back, and then you can just kind of see this glint of like faint green energy kind of just wisp up from the corners of her eyes as she is in fact locked on to this individual. So go and make your attack roll.
On Hunter's Mark?
So yeah, so click Hunter's Mark so that you've used it on your sheet, and then make the attack roll with, I guess, I'm guessing you're going to use the longbow?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you clicked Hunter's Mark, it should enable that with your attack. So roll to hit.
6.
Oh,
Oh, no.
unfortunately that misses.
Ouch. All right.
So as you're kind of getting ready to knock your longbow arrow, and Amara, you see those wisps of like green fey energy kind of come off the corner of their eyes. All of a sudden, Arlie, you're like getting your aim. You're like going for that classic headshot that you're known for. Then all of a sudden, wisps of this noxious gas just smells like old rotten egg farts, just like wisp up into your nostrils. You're like, just goes wide. You're like, oh, watch where you're putting that thing, and you're just trying to gain conscious again. But unfortunately, that was your turn. Unless you wanted to do anything else, you wanted to move over to another side.
Nope, I'm good here.
You're good here? Okay. So as that's happening, camera pan over to Apollo, putting on his best Aragorn impression, bursting forward the front gates of the Rohan Kingdom, looking for Sidon Grey.
I love it.
This midnight furred tabaxi in his very stylish hat and coat.
Stroke the
Bursts
feather
through
once.
the main hall. Yeah.
Yes. I just needed. I'm trying to just get like a quick overview of everything, like the situation in there, and specifically Sidon, and if he's safe. Because I know Nighthill said that he was safe. I don't 100% trust Nighthill. I want to confirm with my own eyes.
Yeah.
So
you're coming. Yeah. So you go rush up the steps, and it's very busy right now where you are. There's lots of guards kind of coming past. They're trying to rushing town folk to get into the keep. There's still a few of them on the outside, but you rush in there, and it's a pretty lively situation inside the main hall there. Roll a perception check really quick.
That natural 20.
Oh, good job.
Total.
So
24.
you're kind of looking through the sea of Green Nest villagers and townsfolk, and you're just looking for Sidon. You're like trying to look over him. It's kind of like being in the middle of like a crowded rave festival. There's just tons of people kind of bumping into you. You're trying to force your way through, looking around. And in this main sort of hall, you see some stairs kind of spiraling up to another level. And then you see this kind of open area that's just tons of people all around it. But over to like the back wall, over to the left, kind of near like a crushed velvet red ottoman and couch with beautiful embroidery with like gold filigree on the sides. You see the image of Sidon Grey kind of sitting down on the ground, kind of back against the wall. And he's a bit injured. He has his arm kind of bandaged up, kind of in a makeshift sling. And he has like long curled black hair, brown eyes, got rugged kind of pink skin. He's sitting down, but you could probably tell he's like a fairly taller individual, has kind of like an athletic build to him as well, like has really, really fine, like noble clothes on that are kind of a mix of like blacks and blues with a bit of silver outline, again, that kind of filigree, that kind of twists and turns on the outlines of the jackets and pants. But yeah, you do make eye contact with him. You can see him, that he's there. And one of the keep's kind of nurses are kind of attending to him to make sure he's okay.
Does he have a weapon on him? Can I see? Or do I need to get closer?
With a nat 20, he does not have a weapon.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
There's a reason why he hired you to escort him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oops.
Just
but
a fumbling dude with a gun being like, oh.
I'm gonna beeline up there really quick.
Okay. So you kind of rush through the crowd, make your way towards that corner of the keep.
Yeah, and just, I'm assuming he sees me by now.
Yeah, he's got his sling kind of on, and as you're kind of going through the crowd, you make eye contact. And he's, where the bloody hell were you?
Sorry, at least we were dealing with a dragon. Sorry. Sir.
Yes, so was I. Look what it did to me. And he's just like putting up. It's weird too, because he's like, his arm is wrapped up, but yet he's able to like hoist it up to prove that he got his arm hurt.
Oh no. Can I like insight check that?
Make a medicine check. Or no, insight check. No, that would be right.
Just rip off the bit.
17.
Yeah, he's fucking lying. He's got some scrapes and bruises kind of on his face, a little bit like his boots and the bottoms of his pants are dirty and muddy. But you could you've been in combat before, you've seen broken arms. Him being able to be like, look, it hurts is like not something that broken arm people do.
You said the nurse was tending to him?
Yeah.
Does she know, or is she like what she's tending to?
She's just like wrapping. She's like kind of finishing up, getting the sling on, and just making sure he's okay. Just kind of attending to like whatever needs he wants.
I'm just gonna come up behind. Can I just grab the nurse on the shoulder and just be like, whisper in her ear so he can't see or read my lips? Kind of like tuck in. Just be like, I'm sorry. He gets like this sometimes. Can you just please? Your time is better used elsewhere. Please just go. I'll deal with this. And
are you sure?
Yes. And then I'm gonna walk up to Sidon. And am I like bigger than him? Like, is this?
How tall is your character?
Like 6'1".
6'1". So he's like 5'7".
I'm gonna take a dagger out of my side that I had, the last dagger I had.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna cut the sling off. So
hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Stop lying. We're gonna go deal with this mess and then take you to your shitty little home. Stay here and be quiet. And I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna storm out there. I was gonna give him the dagger and be nice, but no, fuck this dude.
I fell down as you're walking away, just screaming. Just, I fell down on the ground very hard. It could be infected. You don't know. And he's just like shouting at you as you're walking away. He's like, then you hear he's like, Nurse, come back.
And I'm gonna go back out.
Okay. All right, so you come back out. Meanwhile, we'll dash the camera back over to Arcturion and Avery. What are you two doing? Just still fortifying the wall?
Right, bracing the gates, making sure there are no breaches.
Okay.
Do we need strength train for strength train? Do we need to strength train?
Yes, we do, always.
Always strength train.
Always. Do we need to roll for strength in case they're trying to break through? Is that something?
Yeah. So I'll have you guys make another contested strength check just to fortify the wall. You guys did good on that first one, so you can kind of feel like the force of your strength and those extra bodies are definitely helping, along with the guards and some of the things that have piled up there.
17.
Help it.
15.
17 and 15. All right, that D20 is going in the garbage. Okay. So yeah, you go up and fortify it, and you're the strength of both of you, with Avery being a very capable fighter, and you as well, Arcturion, this hulking Leonin. It's a welcomed addition to the guards, and you're able to securely kind of put it there for now. And then you can kind of feel the battering kind of stop for a minute. It was kind of in a succession. Like bam, 1, 2, bam, 1, 2. But then Amara and Arlie up there starting to attack the onslaught of the raiders. You feel the ram basically like getting faltered, like it's not coming at a steady rhythm anymore. It's kind of, what's that smell? Oh, Jesus Christ! You're just hearing that on the other side of the gate.
Let's just say that there's a hole in the door as wood usually has a hole or two. Can I roll perception to see what is on the other side of the gate, whether it's a batting ram or something like that?
Yeah, you're more than welcome to. It just from the sheer force of what you're feeling, and that kind of, you definitely can tell that it's some sort of ram of some kind. Whether you want to check if it's like metal, wood, how many people are like directly on the other side of the gate, you're more than welcome to roll perception for that if you like.
Okay. No, I'm okay. All right.
Okay, sure. So that'll be you two if you're just going to stay put there.
We're good. I have no long range weapons.
All right. All right. So coming back to the top of the keep, now it's that whole action was kind of in between your combat. So now I'm going to roll for the baddies to try to get you up there. And also the two guards up here, they're going to roll as well. To try to hit the enemies down below. So we got we got two guards on your side. So let's see here. They're going to come out with their spears and try to shoot them down at them. Ooh. That's a 19 to hit. That's good. That's a natural 20. Of course, it's to help you. Cool. That's great. So excited about that. And they see that you two are focusing on what seems to be the leader of this. So they're just kind of going by what your actions are. And they're also going to try to take pot shots at that individual as well. So let's see here. So there's 2 points off of him from the poison damage. The arrow slipped. So with the spears, you kind of see them. They kind of had their short bows out, and there's just too many of them. They didn't really know where to start, because you can kind of tell even from being in this keep, there's not a lot of guards around. You know, it's kind of a smaller village. But you see them kind of not really sure what to do. They look to Amar, to look to Arlie, who were just taking charge, starting to do things. They're like, right. And they look behind them, and their spears are kind of up against the wall. And they get this kind of renewed confidence that you're backing them up. And they go over and just shuck it at that leader. So this is going to be... 1d6. Okay. Sir. First one is 4 points of damage. Second one was a crit, and as we said on our first session, we do double damage on them crits, sucker. So let's see here. We got a 1. So that's 2 times 2, so that's 4. So that's going to be that much, but it's a pretty fatal wound, combined with him kind of coughing from the gas. The rest of the raiders out there kind of feeling the effects a little bit from the poison gases. They're starting to back away from the door a little bit. That one spear goes down, skin like just goes against his thigh, but makes a big kind of open wound from his canvas sort of pants that he's wearing. And then another spear comes down. And it hits him right in the side rib cage, and it looks painful. Like, we're talking like 6 foot long spears that he's just chucked, and one of them went you could probably tell like it kind of cracked a rib or something.
Just full Ace Ventura.
Yeah, and he's got one that went through his thigh muscle there, and one that's now impaled into his side. Stay here, keep the fight going. And he's gonna try to start retreating.
Oh my god.
Away. As he's making his movement over yonder. Yeah, so he's gonna be going back over there. And then Amara and Arlie So all these enemies at the front are going to look up and try to attack you. And then all of these enemies up here as well, for Arlie, they're also going to take a couple steps back so they can get a bit of a better vantage point on Arlie. But they are also going to take shots against you. So that's 4, 5, 6. Oh, shit. Let me see if this is how this is going to go down. So the ones, so you'll see here, there's a sort of various enemies wearing different garbs. And again, that Apollo, as you might remember, you saw a few of them wearing this kind of ramshackled, like cosplay sheet metal outline of like opera masks almost that covered like half their face and these weird squiggly lines that kind of sharpened up to go past their heads. So you guys see a couple of those as well. But you notice that these 4 individuals aren't carrying any bows or any long range weapons, seem to just be having a scimitar at their sides. But these other more like grunts, we'll say, do have access to bows. So for Amara, just these 2 are actually going to be hitting you.
Okay.
But Arlie, all of these ones will take a shot at you. So just roll for that. So 2 attacks against Amara, natural 19 plus 3, that's going to hit. Second one is a 13 plus 3, that's a 16 to hit, which I believe both hit you.
Yes.
So we'll roll damage for those. So that's 3 points of damage on the first one and 4 points of damage on the second one. So that's 7 total.
There's no like disadvantage to them like shooting upwards like at a castle wall.
Sun in their
No,
eyes.
so they took a few steps back, but also for Amara to do that poison spray, she literally have to go like to the edge and go. So she's kind of like standing over already, so it should be like.
Got you.
There are such things as having disadvantage with short bows, long bows. That has to do with like impossible range, more or less. You can get disadvantage on long range if you're too close, like if you're like with a bow right in front of them because you're like awkwardly
fighting with a sniper rifle in a room, you're gonna be
yeah. But also you can get disadvantage if the range on your weapon is it's gonna be a long shot for it to try to hit. You might get disadvantage with that, but kind of where they are now, as they kind of position a few steps backward, they can see them. So those 2 will hit Amara as the poison spray goes down. You see the guards kind of throw their spears. The captain just says, "Get them! Continue the attack!" And all of a sudden, these short bows just go as they fire up, and you're able to kind of dodge a couple, but then one goes, one in the shoulder, one in the side rib, Amara, as you kind of fling your body back to get kind of away from the edge of the tower there. And then Arlie. So we're gonna have
scared.
some.
This is not good.
You wanted to
It
take
only
me back to
hurts
them. So this is going to be 6 attacks against you, Arlie. So let's see if the dice are in your favor. Let's see here. So first one is a 6, miss. Second one, natural 18, that'll hit. Third one, natural 18. That will also hit. So 2 hits out of 6. Natural 15 plus 3. That will also hit. So we got 3 hits so far, and we've done 5, I believe. So this will be the last hit. 9, 12 just misses. So 50%. 3 hits you, 3 miss. Roll damage for those. So that's 4 points of damage on the first one. 2 points of damage on the second one. That's 6 altogether. And then a 6 on the last one. So that'll be 12 points of damage altogether as you rush in trying to help your friends, try to get them to stay back a bit. You hit the leader as he rushes back, but then they all just arc back their arrows, and you just see this barrage of arrows come to you, Arlie, and your centaur legs like start to move back, but they just start to hit your shoulder and your side, and a couple go back wildly as they fling down to the courtyard, but you get hit quite a bit. You're just and you just back away as they kind of advance there. So that will be the end of that round of combat. Comes back to Amara. Do you guys want to stay up there, or do you want to make your way back down to the keep and let the guards kind of take care of it?
I'm going to
wanna
back
get the
up
hell
out of their range.
Yeah.
But before I do that, I'm also going to summon my spirit to mess with them.
Oh,
So-
you want to summon the spirit?
Yes.
So here's the thing with that. Before you want to consider that, so I believe with that ability, I don't want to surprise it just yet,
Yes.
but with that ability, I believe you can move it 30 feet,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not mistaken. So you are roughly like you're high up on the castle walls.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's around 30 feet, so you could just point it down, kind of directly down from where you are on the castle wall. So you wouldn't be able to like yeet it very far.
That's okay.
But from where you are on the wall, kind of directly like here,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like right there in the middle of them. If you wanted to do that, you could.
Yes, I'm going to do that. And also because I'm kind of far away, would I be able to entangle the 6 that hit Arlie?
So that would be 2 actions. So for your action, you could either.
It says 1 bonus action for the command.
Oh, it's a bonus action.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Now we're cooking. It is a bonus action. Woo!
Actually, instead
very,
of
very
entangle,
nice.
I'm going to use Thunder Wave. If
Gonna do
possible.
Thunder Wave. Okay. 1 action. So that's around you.
Yeah, so would I be able to hit them, or is it too
No,
far?
because they are 30 feet below you.
Ah.
You know what I mean? So it's
right.
like a radius thing that centers around you.
Mhm.
So if you were on the same level as them, that
Right.
would hit them, but you are like way up there and they're way down there. So the entangle thing, probably a better idea.
I will entangle if I
okay.
can hit them.
So you want a bonus action your ability first, then do entangle?
Yes.
Okay. Woohoo! Y'all are about to see what subclass Amara chose for her druid ability. So let me just quickly just grab a little token for it for you. Do you know what animal you want it to be? What shape you want it to take?
Oh.
Would it
Remember, it's a
possible to have
small,
like a tiny phoenix looking?
like a phoenix bird type creature?
Yes, but like
Yeah.
very tiny, yeah.
You definitely could do that. Okay. I'm going to say this little guy right beside you. That is yours.
Cool.
So, for the folks at home, following along with all this insanity, so Arlie, those shots kind of get at you. You back away from the edge of the tower, and you're kind of like, "Oh, there's too many. Maybe we should go back." And you look at Amara, and she's just like raising her hands, kind of in mid-action of doing something, and those vines once again kind of curl up, kind of poison ivy style, except as they go up, you can see like smoke kind of rising up from them, and also the vines go, and each little individual vine just like catches fire, like there's like gasoline attached to them, and her forearms are just covered in this living flame as she looks down. And you're gonna place it down on the floor with
Yes.
them.
Yeah.
So it comes down and just goes and puts both hands like this down, and then the fire trail from the hands kind of jettisons forward, and in the blast of this fire flame coming down here, these individuals are going to have to make a save. So let me just see what that is really quick.
They have to succeed on a dex saving throw, 14 for DC.
Dex 14, okay. So what is the radius on that? I'm just double checking here. 10 feet within the spirit, cool. So we'll just do a little radius thing on it. And 10 feet is actually really far. Pretty big radius for that. So, yeah, you're gonna get all of them. Okay. So they're gonna roll dex saving throws. So 4 for them and 2 for them. Okay. 14?
Yes.
So it meets it, so it'll pass. Second one, 19, it'll pass. I'm sorry, 13, 19 again, third one passes. 14 again. I'm so sorry. I want this to happen. I want this to happen. I literally got 2 14s and 2 19s. So that group unfortunately won't be affected, but the other 2 raiders there, let's see what they are going to have to do.
I'm sorry. I don't see the other 2 that are up there. There's just 2 in front of the gate.
You might need to zoom out more. Do you see, like,
there should be 6 of them in front of the gate there.
Nope. I got 2 and her Phoenix. That's it.
Yeah, that's all I
Okay.
see.
Wow.
Let's see. So you, Andrew, you can see them.
I see them all.
Okay. You know what?
Try hitting refresh on the Roll20 screen. Maybe that'll help. Sometimes it lags a little bit.
So confused.
Yeah, I'm describing those stuff. You're like, what the hell? There's nobody there.
And the invisible enemies strike.
Nope. Still.
Yeah.
Just
So on the left side of Roll20 there, Aiden and Jess, whereas the arrow and the cube, do you see that at all?
the arrow and the cube.
Just in the icons off to the left-hand side. If not, that's okay. I don't know why you wouldn't be seeing that.
Wait, the arrow and the cube?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the little icons up there.
Yeah, sort of top left corner of the screen.
Yeah, so I have the arrow there. Yeah, so it just says,
so underneath it, is there a cube?
it's a paintbrush.
Yeah, I got a paintbrush.
Okay. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, well, I'll just finish this up really quick, and then we'll come back to that. Okay, so dex saving throw for these two. Natural 20. Holy Jesus, I'm on a roll. And a 2. Finally, it affects one person. Okay, so as those flames kind of reach down to the bottom of the keep floor, this sudden burst of flame sort of erupts all around it. And these dudes kind of see you kind of flamethrowing something down towards them. And they just push a dude in front of them to kind of take the blast, and they all just kind of take cover. So that guy, I believe, is going to take 2d6 fire damage, correct?
Yes. Oops.
Okay,
that's not the right dice.
So roll that.
1 and 2. There. Did I do it? No.
So if you click on it twice, it should say 2 and then roll on the particular dice.
12.
They push him in the way of this flamethrower coming at them. The rest of them kind of take cover. He just disintegrates into ash and dust. And in his place, there is a living, breathing, small flamed phoenix, this fire sprite that is now on the location of where that guard is, just looking mean and just cawing and just flapping his wings. All the grass and everything around it is just burning to cinder as Amara chose to be a Circle of the Wildfire Druid. So one of the main abilities she gets is not only Wild Shape, which most druids have, but she's able to summon this little wildfire spirit, this flame spirit that she can control what it looks like. And it's like a little animal companion that's on her side. It's this magical tether. from her druid ancestry. So, and it acts as another player on the field almost. It has its own actions, its own attacks, and everything. So with that, so that was the bonus action.
Yes.
As that guy got eviscerated, you wanted to use your action to use Entangle, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So where do you want the Entangled to be? Right on these guys, yeah?
I can't see if you're pinging anything, but yeah, the ones that were trying to hit Arlie. Yes.
Yeah, right over here. Okay. So for your ability, so I think you might have to move over there to be in range.
Okay.
So when we go over to Entangle, so it's 90 feet.
Yeah.
So you might have to get a little bit closer. I got a little ruler thing here. Oh yeah, you can do it there.
Oh, okay.
Don't even have to move.
Nice.
So 20 feet, it will get all of them there, I'm pretty sure. And then they all have to roll those lovely saves again.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just gonna triple check here just to be on the safe side. 20 feet. Oh yeah, that's gonna get him. That's definitely gonna get him. Okay. So once again, you see Amara, that flame spirit erupts, that phoenix kind of burns that guard to a cinder as they all just go, holy shit, what the fuck was that? They're like terrified. And then all of a sudden she just goes over and that flame that are kind of erupting, kind of wreathing from the arms as she kind of turns over and the wisps of flame kind of just go out as she commands over and those vines kind of become prevalent once more. And as all of you have witnessed, as they're kind of done taking their pot shots at Arlie, vines kind of come up from the ground and start to wrap around their legs and try to secure them in place. So they got to make some saves once more, which I believe are dex saves again. Oh no, strength saving throw.
14, yeah.
That is 14 again. Okay. So there is 6 of them. So let's see here. 10 fail. 13 fail. 15 succeeds. That is a fail. So that's 4 to 6. Wow, fail. And a fail. Okay. You got 5 out of 6. So let's say this one, that one, and that one. Bam. So all of them are currently restrained as the vines sort of whip up and and they're just, their legs are now caught on these massive roots kind of come up from the ground and start to wrap them. But one guard kind of sees it happens and just instinctively backs away from getting the vines into him. But that will be your turn. And then after that, is there anything else you'd like to do? That was a good turn.
Does it take an action for me to like tell them that I entangled them right outside the door?
No, you can shout it.
Okay, I'll tell them.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I did a tangle and I burned one.
And for
Good job.
And for Avery and Archeron, as you're holding the door, just all of a sudden you just feel this kind of new burst of heat coming from the other side of the gate as you're holding on to it. You're just like, what the fuck?
I like this one.
And you just hear that blood-curdling scream of just You hear up top this cute little voice say, I think I burned one. I entangled the others.
If you want to do something, maybe you should get off the door and go do it.
Yeah, I was gonna.
But after that, we'll go over to Arlie. So Arlie, you getting hit from the barrage of arrows. You see Amara cast this flame spirit and tangle the others, sending commands down below. What would you like to do?
So the ones that just shot at me are entangled?
Correct. 5 out of 6 of them are. So they are restrained. So if you wanted to attack them, you would get advantage.
Are they able to shoot me again?
On their turn, they will. So they're restrained. I believe they'd have disadvantage
They might be
on
able to break
attacking you.
off, though.
They will roll. So their action is either they can roll to not be entangled, or they can try to attack you, but it'll be at disadvantage because they're restrained. So safe to say it's either they're going to try to get out of it, or they'll try to attack you, but it'll be at disadvantage. So the chances of them hitting you are much lower.
Okay.
And you could also go over and take a shot and then move away.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Well. Try. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I could still try to shoot the leader.
You certainly could. You do have your hunter's mark still on him, so you could try to take another shot at him, and then if you hit, you would get that extra d6.
Okay, I think I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
So do I?
And he's looking pretty wounded as well. Like he's not looking so good. Those 2 spears really got him good.
Okay. Would I be able to? Yeah, I'll just shoot at him. I've already got the spell on him. So do I hit the hunter's mark effect to roll?
So not the hunter's mark. You'll attack him with your longbow.
Yeah. So I just do the hit for that.
Yeah. So the extra d6 is just the damage. So it should be included in that if you ticked that box.
Okay, I got a 21.
A 21 to hit?
Yeah.
Ooh, you definitely snipe him. Roll that damage.
3.
3. So did that include the extra d6?
I don't think so. It just says 1.
All right. So on Hunter's Mark, did you press cast?
I don't see where to do that.
So if you go to spells up top next to your action.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then you'll see Hunter's Mark and Speak with Animals. If you click cast on the Hunter's Mark, it'll enable that into your character sheet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the next time when you do damage, it'll include the d6. But you can, so you did 3 points of damage. You can roll a d6 now on top of that, just with the dice thing in the corner there.
Okay. D6. Got a 6.
6, so 6, 7, 8, 9 altogether?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you see this leader limping off, trying to get the spear out of his side. You see Amara kind of handling those guards in the front and tangling the others, and you're kind of looking around what to do. You, taking the arrows out of your shoulder. You just notice that he's just like kind of limping off, trying to get away from the barrage, and you just big deep breath. And you just see him kind of sputter around for a minute as blood is just kind of pouring out of him like a bad Quentin Tarantino, or not a bad Quentin Tarantino movie. My mistake, bite my tongue. Bad kung fu movie. As his blood is just spraying out of his trachea, and he knees down, comes down to one knee. And as you take out that leader, the rest of the guards see this entangle thing happen, this huge flame phoenix coming out of nowhere. The guards are saying, retreat, 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 get out of here, regroup, regroup. And they are going to start making their way out of there. So these guys here, they're using their full movement and dash to basically get the F out of there. This guy as well. These guys are all, well, this one dude is just like, screw this, I'm out of here. And he's just running to get out of there. They're all going to have to make strength saving throws to get out. Fail. Success. 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 Wow. Fail. So basically all of these dudes were able to get free, and one person is also is still stuck. So they are also gonna kind of just take their daggers out, start ripping the vines off of their legs before it crushes their bones anymore. And they're gonna go at half speed to around there, double dash. But this one dude is still stuck there. But they are like getting the F out of there. So that's all their turns there. I'll come down to you, Cole, since you've kind of like, this is all happening in like literally a minute or two of game time. So you've run back out after talking to Don Gray. What would you like to do?
So I've witnessed.
I'll say you're coming just as you hear that. Oh God! As that body is being burned alive.
So I can say I'm aware of a fight happening outside.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna full on feline agility, get up 5, 10, 15, 30, 35. Could I use I realized I have 20 feet climbing speed from my claws. You said earlier that the walls are like 30 feet up.
They're 30 feet up and they're stone. But there are stairs very easily accessible from the ground that you could go to if you wanted to. But if you want to climb,
cool.
But that's not cool.
I would like to try and run all the way over here and use this barrel in front as like a jumping point and try and jump fancily up.
I get it.
Jump.
Make an acrobatics check.
I would like to be a rogue, please. 12. But I have 20 feet climbing speed.
12 at 20 feet climbing speed. All right. You just barely, you jump off the crate as you see your friends, kind of pounce forward, jump off the crate, kind of kip up on a loose stone, and you just barely make it up, but you just short it a bit, and you kind of nailed on a chalkboard on the side of the granite wall, and it hurts your hands, you know, when you like make that scratching noise with your nails, like, oh, God. You see this cat just like stuck to the wall and is just trying to shimmy their way up, but you just make it to the top right there.
Okay, so I'm up. Can I use the rest of my movement to get to the edge?
So that would have your 30 feet of movement?
I have the feline agility, so that doubles it to 60.
So 60. So yeah, so you got 30 feet to get there, and then you can use your other 30 to put them where you want.
Okay. I just want to get to the edge here and get a lay of, like, just what I can see just glancing over.
Yeah, for sure. Don't need to make perception checks very much because you got a pretty good vantage point at this point. You can see everyone kind of more spaced out. You're seeing this group of raiders. They're moving away from the castle. They're retreating. You see one guy who's still entangled in vines trying to like get himself out. Be like, guy, don't leave me! Freaking out. And then over sort of very far to the northwest side, you see another group retreating from the front door as well.
Okay. Can I take a shot with my short bow at the guy who's tangled?
Yeah, what's the range on it?
I believe it's 60 feet. Let me double check. 80 feet.
Oh, yeah, you got that. So you'll have advantage because he's restrained.
Is it possible to, like, non-lethal it? Like, can I kneecap him with it? I want to make sure he's not going to run away. That's my goal.
You want to knock him out, like take him for questioning? Yeah, you certainly can.
Ooh.
Non-lethal. So that for those watching and for the players as well, you can do non-lethal damage if you say it beforehand. So if you want to like knock someone out, if you want to like try to get someone for questioning and they're very low in hit points, that just means when they go to 0, they're not just automatically dead, they're unconscious for you to like take them away and steal them if you want.
That is an 8 to hit.
No, really?
Yeah. The other one was a natural 1, so...
Unfortunately, you're so out of breath from performing your amazing acrobatic feat and clinging to the stone wall. They're kind of like... oh, fuck. They just kind of take a big breath forward as it just hits to the bottom of the floor. It doesn't hit him at all.
I can see Arlie, right? From that position. She's just further down.
Yeah, she's just a few feet away here.
Arlie, just hey, can you just kidnap him? I'm just gonna take a breath and point it.
Get him!
Yeah, just don't kill him.
Get him!
And then
All
I'll
right.
end my turn there.
Okay, sounds good. And then after that, we'll. So that was you, Cole, kind of coming into the initiative there. We'll give the guards a go. They were going to go after Arlie and Amara there. So I'm going to just have them. Would they even make it? Actually, yeah. So at this point, you can see a few guards now accompanying you on the top of the wall there, as a few that were inside the keep are now starting to pour out, that were kind of attending to the wounded villagers and making sure everyone's okay. They start to come up on the top of the castle walls now. So you get 2 extra bodies per post.
And do they also get a shot?
They will, but they kind of see the raiders kind of running away, and for the stuff they have, they're just gonna kind of look to you as like more guards are coming up the walls, being like, "You're free to go inside here. I think we got it from here." And they start to release their arrows at them too. So they're gonna make some shots. Them. Well, that was super low. This group missed entirely. This group here. That'll hit. Miss. 2 hit there. As those 2 other guards kind of come next to you, Apollo, and they hear you, "Keep that one alive!" They're like getting ready to knock back their like, "Oh, sorry, sir, you want him alive?"
We need information. I don't know who these people are.
Right. We'll just back you up, and they kind of just like get closer to you to kind of get you in a more guarding stance. So they'll try to shoot him non-lethally. So 1 hit from the guards on this dude. So finish hitting these 2 here. So that'll be a D6. 4, 1. Okay, so the 2 arrows that hit as those guards are going, or the raiders are going away, so the arrows kind of flying past their head. One kind of hits one in the back thigh, kind of gets down. The other raiders kind of pick him up and they're limping away. Another one just kind of grazes a shoulder. It just passes by, but you can see him kind of grabbing his shoulder as it clips him there. This guy as well, only 1 was able to hit him. 5. So once more, arrow goes, and this guy's like, "Where are you going? Get me out of here, guys!" And he's just got a huge arrow also in his thigh that hit him as his leg goes down, and the vines start to like crawl up his body more, securing their placement on him. He's like, "Oh God, I've made poor life decisions," and he's just crawling down on the ground, but still up. Did a good hit, got 5 hit points on it. Got 5 damage on him. But at the bottom of that, we'll go back to Arctreon and Avery. As you've clearly noticed, the ram has ceased. You can hear the voices saying, "Retreat, retreat, get out!" And you still have your hands on there. What would you 2 like to do?
Let's chase them away. Make sure they stay gone.
You want to go after them?
I was going to roll perception because I want to check and see where that dragon is.
Sure thing. Roll perception.
My perception's not that great, but why is it not doing it? Oh, 0. I'm oblivious to everything.
You get a 0?
It's
Do you have a -1?
I have a
Oh my God.
So you got a 1.
Perception's not great.
I've never seen that before.
You're literally trying to hold like the door in place. The kind of stops, and then you see Avery also holding the door. And you're like, "Where's that dragon?" And then as you're kind of looking around, you just go. You just literally just fall down, slip on a stone, and just smack the floor inside the keep. And you're just like, kind of get up. You're like, "No, it's all that. No, it's all that." But for the vicinity around you, you don't see the dragon anywhere at this point.
I don't know about going out. I think we should wait until. Somebody needs to go check up on. I'm so sorry. I'm forgetting his name. Gentleman who hired us.
Sidon.
Sidon. I think we should check up on Sidon and ask him where we need to take him and if we can actually take him there.
And also, you remember, like, the village you're in, like, it's literally like ants covering a melting popsicle. Like, this is like a little tiny chunk of the enemies that are in the surrounding area.
Yeah.
So you're thinking that we should stay inside?
Where are we? Cole, you know where we're supposed to. Or Apollo, you know where we're supposed to take him, right?
Well, we're just our mission was to just guide him here and then guide him back to Baldur's Gate.
Okay.
But
so should we muster together and leave?
No, I don't want to leave these people unguarded, undefended.
Well, they have
the castle's the safest place right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not fulfilling the mission then. We're not taking him.
Not yet.
I think part of our mission is we figure out how to, because this has got to stop eventually. These raiders have got to run out of juice eventually. So I think it's a waiting game, and as long as we can keep them safe for that entirety, then we can continue the mission afterwards. But it's kind of survival, and also apparently we were enlisted into the army here, so
okay,
it might be abandoning duty, and we might have some.
And we have 12 extra guards on the wall now too. So
yeah, okay. Yeah. Let's honestly wait. Let's not unbrace the gate, but you and I don't need to hold up the gate anymore.
That's GATA.
Yeah, I forgot to put those extra guys by you as well.
Yeah, what's GATA?
Get after their butts. But it doesn't say. It starts with A.
Get after them butts.
Their assets.
Exactly.
Okay. Let's go grab the guy outside then. You and I.
Let's do it.
Let's go grab the guy outside.
Cool.
So you're gonna go outside?
Him and I, Avery and I are gonna go grab our newfound prisoner.
Good old fashioned kidnapping.
Yep. Move so
like they used to do.
All right, so I'll have you guys just roll. Since you're working together, just roll strength checks at advantage, just to like start getting rid of all the piled on crates and heavy things that they've used to barricade this door.
17.
Nice.
Why 4? Apparently, I can't lift a box today.
Did you roll twice with advantage, right?
What's that?
Yeah, so it's at advantage. So you can roll again.
Oh, thank God. Wow. You think your dice are bad. 13.
Yeah, more than enough. This one has been so good to me. So you guys are just getting crates as Amaro's like, go get that guy. Started carrying down all the crates and all the debris that's piled up against this door, and the big kind of wooden block that's kind of on top of it as well. Put it down. Start to open the gates. Just to go over the guards, like, stay here, we'll be right back. And so the door is opening for you. You want to try to make your way over there. So you're still in combat.
Okay.
Right. So you'll have to use your speed of your characters. If you want to get there fast, you can use the dash action, which is basically double your movement. But then, that'll be it after that. You won't have an action to do attacks or anything, but you're just trying to get to this guy for now. So,
do I have a dash action?
Yeah. So everyone's got the ability to dash. It's kind of like in this group of actions that every player has the ability to do, like dash, hold your action, type thing.
I'll let him dash, and then I'll just go out my normal speed because I think he can carry him on his own.
Yeah, so you have 35 feet Arctreon of speed, so double dashing. Do you have anything else that makes you go faster? I believe you do, right?
It might be a race trait, but I don't know.
I'm just looking at it. Don't think so at this point. So your speed with the dash would be 70.
Yeah.
So from where you were, yeah, you could get there definitely.
Yeah.
Then Avery, from where you were, like roughly 30, 35 is there. And then if you wanted to just like hold your position there, you could.
Yeah, we're gonna let him grab him, and then I'll be ready to attack. Because that was 30 based off the squares. That was where I ended up.
Yeah. Okay. So, Arctreon,
grab the man. I've got the door.
You go over. You see that he's physically wrapped in these vines, still. So you'd have to make a strength check to break him out of them.
Please, God. 15.
15, perfect. That's the DC. So you go over and he's just like, oh, he's just clearly wounded, and the vines are kind of ever more wrapping around him. You get to him, this huge hulking Leonin just comes over and rips off all the vines one at a time. You just put them on your over your shoulder. So that will be your action to do that. And then after that, we will go to the top of the round with Amara.
Okay, so I'm gonna go downstairs, but I am going to try to take a ranged attack with my Phoenix at one of the.
So you wouldn't technically, like, let me see, your feet, you got 30 feet of movement because we're in combat right now. So for you to go downstairs, you get about 30 here and then 30 there. So you're in a pretty large, long wall of the castle, so you couldn't get down necessarily. If you wanted to jump down, you could attempt to do so. It would be a check to see if you land okay. But if you don't land, you will take fall damage.
You know, I'll just go over to Arlie.
Okay.
Instead. And also, are the 5 that are sort of retreating in my range?
They're running away. That's just as far as they could get on their turn, but they're okay. Running away. They're like, fuck this is too much.
I'm gonna I'll still attack them with my little Phoenix if it's 60 feet away.
Okay, so at the end of your turn, so your Phoenix has, I believe, it has a stats here. So it can fly 30 feet, speed 30 feet, flame seed, a range of 60 feet.
That's what I wanted to use.
Yeah. So for the 60 feet, you could definitely hit, if you just wanted to like burn their butts as they run away, you definitely could. Burn their butts! All right. Which one did you want to hit?
Just whichever's closest.
Probably this one here.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll do that.
So make the attack roll.
It is 1d6 plus PB fire. Okay.
So this on your sheet, it'll settle that for you. I'm just trying to see. It's not on your sheet like it normally would be with your character. So for this, you actually have to roll it separately, I believe, unless it has it on this sheet. No, it doesn't. So so that's fine. So the D on the dice, the electric dice you have. So roll that D20 and then add 6 to it yourself. So it should be on the bottom of the list when you hit the little dice icon.
So
just hit that.
18 and then plus 6.
Yeah, 18 plus 6. So that hits him for sure. So you can roll your damage. So it's 1d6 plus 2.
Okay. 1d6. So I do a total of 8 damage because I rolled a 6.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So it didn't kill him, but your Phoenix just kind of, this like fireball just comes out of its beak. Just like a little tiny sprite fireball, and as they're running away, that like takes a huge chunk out of his little right buck cheek and like the upper part of his thigh. Does just this huge kind of gaping rug burn is now at the back of him, smoking off as he kind of hits the ground, and the raiders kind of pick him up and rush him to get out of range. So you did damage, but didn't kill him, but you did it.
I'm just gonna shout, "That's what you get, Sticky!"
Okay. So that's your turn. Arlie, what would you like to do?
I think I would like to try to jump down, but I wanted to see if I have any kind of... Is there anything, would I be good at that?
Oh, dear legs.
Yeah, so you are like 30 feet up. So to jump down from high distances, it would be making an athletics check to see if you can like kind of, superhero land it. If you roll really high, you'll be okay. If you roll low, it's 1d6 per 10 feet, I believe. So you would suffer 3d6 of fall damage if you didn't roll high enough. So it's a risk. But seeing that the bulk of them are running away right now, you can feel pretty secure that there's no immediate danger coming towards you at the moment. But if you wanted to try, you definitely could.
Probably not then. I've only got 8 hit points right now.
Yeah. Yay!
Yeah.
Oh my god, all of her centaur fawn legs broke! Why did she do that?
You could dash to get down. You could dash to go over to the stairs there.
Yeah.
Well, even dashing, you have 40, so doubling that would be 80. So from where you are... Whoop. Sorry there. Sorry there. So, whoop, 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 whoop. So the stairs are over on the right side. So for you to dash, you get 40 here and around here. So you could make it to like that side of the castle wall, but you wouldn't be able to make it downstairs necessarily. Yeah. But you're in a good position. Like you're looking at the battlefield. If your friends are in danger, you're right where you need to be with your arrows. So feel pretty secure there for the moment.
But and cheer on the boys. Like, yeah, get him.
If you want, you can kidnap that dude. If you want, you could hold your action, which is a good tactic when you're kind of not really sure what to do necessarily. Holding an action just means that when a certain thing happens, then you act. So if you wanted to, you'd be like, I'm going to hold my action with my bow, like just have it knocked and ready. If any guys come at my friends or if anyone attacks Avery, I'm going to hold my action to attack an enemy if it hits them, kind of thing. So you could also do that as well.
Sounds good.
Okay. So after that, we'll come to Cole.
Yeah.
So you're up there. You see your pal Archeon kind of put the raider on his shoulder and is starting to make his way back to the keep. What would you like to do?
All right. And we can. I can still see there are 5 more running away.
Yeah, they're all. Once they saw a goddamn magical phoenix burn their friend alive, and then goddamn vines entangle half their crew, they were just like, fuck this. We're gonna just get the fuck out of here. But they are running away currently.
Just as like I'm just gonna like, okay, fine. And I'm gonna try a short bow again at one of the stragglers there, just to prove to myself that I can hit a shot.
Do you want to hit the one that has half his butt cheek missing?
Yes.
All right. The wounded one being carried by 2 of the raiders, limping off.
In the back of the knee.
Oh.
Back of the knee?
Ooh. Oh my god.
He used to be an adventurer.
You're a madman.
So he took an arrow to the knee.
You gotta Skyrim his ass. I get it. I hate it. No.
10 to hit. 10 to hit.
10 to hit?
Yes.
Miss.
Oh my god.
I am going to proceed to
Hurl him through the window.
the bow away, and I am going to run.
All right.
30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So 5, 10, So I'm going to run all the way here.
Yep.
I'm going to run here, and then I'm going to pop my cunning action, dash, and actually, no, I'm going to run here. And I'm just literally going to use 60 feet of movement to go back and forth in a hyper pacing motion. It's like it's dealing with his failures right now. You guys
frustrated.
I'm just on the outside, like, what is he doing?
Yeah, you can see Archeon as you see Apollo just pacing back and forth, just doing his usual, just frustrated dance.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna give a thumbs up to Arc over the over the bucket, just
Grabbing the guy.
yeah, and I'll end my turn.
Okay. After that, will be the enemies, and yeah, they are just yeeting out of there. They all just disappear out of the way, getting off the map. So after that will be the guards, seeing as how the immediate threat seems to be quelled at the moment. They're just kind of going to assure anyone up at the top, just being like, we got this, go join him inside. And they just got their arrows knocked, and they're just like taking a defensive stance, just looking all around, making sure there's no immediate dangers coming at you. But yeah, so we'll say that that'll take us out of combat because the enemies are pretty much just out of there. So Archeon, with this random raider kind of on your shoulder, kind of running towards Avery, who's got his sword out and is just looking around, making sure no other guards comes your way, just kind of, covering your six. You come into the front gates as he kind of like backs away, make sure no one's coming out towards you. You're able to come inside, shut the gates as the guards kind of continue to pile on things over again, putting in that giant beam barrier to lock yourself in. So you're all safely back inside the castle there. And Amara, you're able to, since that your Phoenix has 30 feet of flight, you could ask it to just fly up towards you and kind of perch on your forearm or on your shoulder. And as you kind of see that the spectral flames are kind of coming off, the Phoenix doesn't seem to burn you. Like it completely doesn't hurt you at all, which is odd. Yeah, so you're free to do whatever you like at this point. You can regroup down at the bottom of the courtyard. You could haul back ass into the main keep and kind of just like try to figure out what you want to do next. It's up to you.
Okay, yeah, I'll go back down and I'll just have like my Phoenix like circling me. Like,
Okay.
Amara, do you have any healing spells at all?
I do. How can I help you?
Can you try to heal Arlie, please, if you can?
Oh, Tay, if you insist.
Yes, please, because I am hurting.
So I'll assume you're all back into the main courtyard there.
Mm.
Okay.
In hand.
So
Quite
I am just going to touch Arlie and do my little cure wounds.
Cure wounds. Okay.
I'm going to cast that, and do I have to roll?
So yeah, you would have to roll for the heal.
That's
So
7.
7 points of healing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
So you can add that to your HP there.
Should bring you back to full health.
Okay. So with all of you inside, you just see Amara, and for the rest of you as well, you see Amara come down from the castle wall, especially Avery and Archeon, that you weren't really able to see what was going on. You just see this little small flamed phoenix that's just like circling overhead, and once in a while kind of like perches on her shoulder as she just looks at you like, oh, that was pretty scary. But you've never seen her do this before. Like even when you were escorting Sidon from Baldur's Gate to here, this is the first time you're all seeing this happen.
Do we all get one of those? Is that no? Just her? Okay, that's fine.
Is it clear that it's like a spell, or is it like an actual being?
Yeah, so it's very ethereal looking. So it's not like it has physical feathers and like talons or beak. It's like this fire-wreathed spirit that takes the form of an animal.
How are
Okay.
you not burned?
It's a part of my soul. It's my spirit. It's
Does
me.
it have a name?
I didn't really name it yet, but I'm thinking about it. Maybe you guys could help me.
Can I pet it, or will it burn me?
I don't know. You could try.
You can
That's
certainly
fine.
try.
As I
I would rather not try, but I'd like the idea.
Yeah, you can go ahead and pet it if you want.
I'm good.
Okay.
as I jokingly cough to our friends and look down to our prisoner.
Just you see this body just over the shoulder of Arcturion, who's just like so mangled, blood's just kind of dripping down from his wounds from the battle, like dripping down the courtyard floor. He's just going.
So we've gained the
Then I just plop him on the ground and put my foot on his chest. I wield my axe and I bring it to his head and I say, "Talk." Do I have to roll for intimidation or that, or no?
You sure do. And as you go down and flop him down on the hard floor, you put your big Leonin foot to his neck, get out your giant great axe, point it down at him. What do you say to intimidate him?
Oh, I don't say nothing. I just
Can I
have
help him?
my hand
Like, can
back,
I give him an
and I have
advantage?
it to his head, and I say, "Talk," and I rolled a 22.
Oh,
It'll sing like a canary.
oh shit.
Okay.
What's the B? I rolled the D20, and it was the letter B.
That's the 20.
That's the
the
natural
20?
20.
Oh, okay.
That's a
That-
natural 20. Yeah, nat 20. So for checks, especially, anyone's welcome to assist. So in instances of like intimidation or strength checks, helping your friend lift a boulder, assisting a person will help them give advantage on that task. So for this, it's like he rolled so well, like you
Yeah.
still could, because it'd be funny. You'd be like, "Yeah, talk, bitch." If you wanted to say that over his shoulder as
Yes.
your Phoenix like pecking at his foot, you definitely can. You could roll intimidation as well if you want.
Okay.
You can either roll it yourself or give him advantage. He rolled so high, you might as
I'll
well
roll it myself.
just for shits and gigs.
I did a 6.
So what is that?
He was not threatened.
So as he's on the ground, he's barely hanging on for life. Like you see, like the blood is pooling around him on the ground from those really bad wounds. His legs look even like a bit, maybe even like broken a little bit from the vines like wrapping around him. Just a crumpled mess on the ground. You say, "Talk." Just looks up and he goes, "Please. Spare me. I don't want to die." And he's just like, you can see blood like just like coming down the side of his mouth. He's like hanging on by a thread.
Can Amara heal him to get him to stay alive a little bit longer? Not a whole lot, but just enough to keep him alive.
It's like bandage.
It's completely up to you.
Man, can somebody bandage him so he's not dying?
Fortunately, there is no bandage ability. But put a band-aid on it. You could heal him if you want. Obviously, using spells at this point will use up spell slots, but you guys don't have too many of them,
Okay.
especially for healing at this point. But you see him; he's struggling, like he's barely hanging on. But that's up to you to decide if you wanna try to heal
So
him.
he hasn't said anything, even though I intimidated him. He isn't saying anything.
Well, that's just what he said first. Just said, "Please, like I want to live." Then he says, "What do you want to know? Please, don't hurt me anymore."
Where did you come from?
and just like more blood's kind of pouring out of him. We've been raiding communities around the green fields for loot and equipment.
For who?
The cult of the dragon! The cult of the dragon! Sorry, that was loud. That went into my head.
Okay, so I take my foot off his chest so he's not dying too much more than he already needs to.
You take off your massive foot on him. He's just having trouble breathing. But he shouts the cult of the dragon.
Do I know what that is? Can I roll history?
Roll a history check.
Can I like go up to him and pull on his ear a little bit and be like, "Where's your leader?"
Damn it.
I rolled a 22 for history.
I
know
rolled
what
an
it
8.
Oh, Cole. I'm
Yes,
sorry,
thanks.
buddy. So 6, 8, what did you get?
22. 22.
22. So Amari, go over him. You start pulling out his earlobe. Chuck, who's your leader? He's like, oh god, just kind of just barely hanging over to your life, just squealing. So Apollo and Arlie, Cult of the Dragon. Especially for you, Apollo, you've studied things close to this. You know that there are things there's cults kind of all over the place in the Sword Coast and Faerun. Same with you, Arlie. This is kind of just basic knowledge that most people would have somewhat.
Avery got it on me.
Oh, right, but you guys rolled low. So you would have. So I'm just describing with your low roll. This is what you would know, and then I'll get to Avery on what he kind of discerns from it. But for Apollo and Arlie, so you rolled 8. So you generally just know that there are cults that exist in the world of Faerun and on the Sword Coast. Cults, worship various things depending on the cult. Some worship gods, some, maybe a Fey Lord is tricking them and saying like he's like the next Messiah and they just prayed to him and he has like no power at all to do anything. But Cult of the Dragon, you're like, it must like dragon. Oh, like which dragon? There's a lot of powerful dragons. Is it just a dragon? Is that much more serious than that? It's kind of hard to discern. But Avery, with that high roll, you kind of remember something from a past encounter, from a past battle you had when you were also kind of on a guard duty, kind of one of those remedial jobs that you have that you're used to, like sort of a familiar escorting gig that you had for another high important person. And you vaguely remember someone trying to assassinate your target, trying to like sneak through them in a crowd with a dagger and had a hood on. And when you took the hood off, you suddenly just like coming to you right now that the masks you've been seeing, these kind of weirdly shaped, made in like a metal shop, really crudely masked, that like these opera masks. This person that you had caught had a version of that, but it was way higher quality and really well made. And he too, as he tried to attack this high up individual, shouted, "Call to the Dragon does not suffer fools," and tried to make an attack on him. And for you, cults who kind of act this way, normal dragons, some of them can be vengeful, some of them can enact followers, grow followers to do certain things. But there is one particular dragon in mind that reached those kind of heights to make people do these kind of crazy things, and you're getting into like semi-god level dragons that entice that kind of behavior. You're not quite sure which one exactly, but for that to kind of connect the dots, you're like, oh shit. Like, this is not just a simple raiding party. These people have a purpose. They're here for something.
I see. I remember this. There was once an attack. And I remember the cultist, the cult of the dragon. It strikes a memory.
While this is happening, I think Arlie kind of moves to get sort of behind Avery a bit. I think she's a little shook up from the possibility of dying recently and all of this craziness and then the dragon talk, and she's just kind of wanting to hide behind her buddy.
Yeah, so the Fey Fawn Centaur kind of goes back behind Avery, and it's just like, this is very dark for them for the moment. But as you have that memory, Avery, the raider on the bottom, the cultist, is just coughing up blood. Please, heal me. I don't want to die.
I was just gonna quietly pull out another arrow, put it in his short bow, and like point blank.
Wait!
Arrow to the head to the mouth.
I have more I can say.
Right now. Or forever hold your peace.
Yes, we've been raiding towns and taking what we need, but there's a reason why our chapter has been through these lands. We heard there were possible dragon eggs in the area. We wanted them for ourselves.
Dragon eggs?
Yes. There is a nest rumored to be nearby. We're searching for them. In this town, we've came upon it and just decided to just take what we wanted, but that's what we're searching for.
What kind of dragon eggs?
We're not sure what type they are. Any dragon eggs are powerful enough. We just wanted them for ourselves. There's more of us too. This isn't the whole raiding party. There's more, much more.
Where?
If you
Where?
How do I know if I tell you you won't just kill me?
You don't.
Oh God! And you just see like a puddle of liquid start to come up from his crotch area and just start get wider and wider.
The more you hesitate, the more you bleed.
Where are the dragon eggs? That's what I would like to know.
And as he's on his like last breath, I told you, we don't know. We heard rumors they were in the area. We don't know the exact location, but we're searching for them.
Where is your camp?
If you let me live, I'll
Tell
tell
us
you.
right now.
It's,
Oh?
It's not that far. I could lead you there. It's outside the village, a few miles. I'm not gonna make it. I can see Bartholomew. The light
Bartholomew?
is at the end of the tunnel.
Is he
I'm gonna
supposed
release
to
the
lead
arrow.
us to his other...
Oh yeah, I
people?
was just about to.
Just release the arrow. It's just
Yeah.
So hold on. So Arlie, what did you want to know there for a sec?
Did he say he was going to lead us to the rest of his people?
He did throw that out there that he would be willing to do that if you let him live.
I don't trust that.
yeah, no.
I don't trust that. Because what happens is we go there and he starts shouting that, hey, somebody's coming. And then,
So Archeon, this is where you could insight check him if you like. So insight check is the mechanic to try to discern if somebody is lying or not.
okay.
Can
Can I
I
do that
also
as
do a
well?
medicine check to see how close to death he is?
You sure can.
Okay.
Ooh, I got a 6.
Can I roll
Anybody else
insight
have
as well?
insight?
Ooh, I got a 25 for medicine.
25 for medicine. You got an 8 on that insight, Archeon?
6. I got 6.
A 6. Okay. So Arlie, you can insight check as well.
I
And
got a
usually
9.
for 9. So usually for skill checks, usually up to 2 people can kind of do one thing at a time. Just detracts from 5 to 6 people all trying to do the same skill. And then after a while, if you fail a certain skill check, like climbing a wall, picking a lock, if you fail it and try to attempt it again, the DC kind of raises, becomes harder to do after you failed a couple times. But with insight check, if that person is trying to, sometimes there'll be a straight DC for it in certain regards. Others, they will roll their deception against your insight. So sometimes in a role-playing sense, just because you rolled low doesn't necessarily mean you've failed, because if they rolled lower with their deception, you beat the roll and you'd be able to discern. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So with you trying to see if he's not lying or not, it's hard to tell. He is scared out of his freaking mind. He's just spouting things. It's clear that like he wants to live. You know what I mean? Like he desperately wants to not die and will do whatever it is that'll make that happen. Amara, as you're looking at his wounds, kind of looking at the pool of blood kind of further expanding from underneath him, coughing up blood from his mouth, his death is imminent. Like he won't last much longer.
Huh.
But Cole, you've got that arrow knocked. Did you want to end it?
Yeah. I'm just gonna release.
What?
I think I'm going to encourage Apollo to just go ahead and end him.
It's just suffering at this point. He's not gonna help us past that.
No, please! I can root it! It goes through his hand that he's holding up to tell you no, and
Just gonna turn around and quietly go.
Those are full
You got one.
and it's there, ladies and gents, that we're gonna take our breaks. That's a good cap to take a break on. So thank you all so much, everyone, for watching the stream up to this point. Really, really appreciate it. It's awesome to see you guys all lively in chat. I did not think you were just gonna take the fight to them. Holy jeez. So that's awesome. But yeah, guys, so we'll take like a quick 10, 15-minute break so we can stretch the legs and refill the drinks. And then we will be back for the second part of our adventure and see where we go from here. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
Cool.
Hello, everybody. I think we're live on all channels currently. Welcome back. Thank you for letting us kind of refill the drink, stretch the legs, while we continue on with our second part of the Chromatic Dragon Saga. So let's just jump right back in, everyone. So, having successfully warded off the oncoming onslaught of these, now that you know, are dragon cultists, Cult of the Dragon, members that have somehow swept into this village trying to take it over, looting various shops and houses for equipment, gold, whatever they can grab. After warding off that onslaught on the castle keep and kidnapping a member of the cult, you were able to intimidate him, barely on the brink of death, to disseminate that this group is part of the cult of the dragon, and that they're in the area because they are searching for some dragon eggs they heard a rumor about nearby. But after you were done with him, Apollo's short blank range ended his life. And so we're picking right back after that moment, gang. What would you like to do?
Can we ask, again, please don't hate me, I'm forgetting his name. I'm writing it down when you say it.
Governor Nighthill.
Governor Nighthill. Can we ask Governor Nighthill if he knows anything about these dragon eggs?
You can. He's inside the keep at the moment with the bulk of the townsfolk and everything. You're still in the courtyard, so the rest of you would have to go inside there.
Well, maybe we should all go inside the keep then.
Really quick, did the guy I just killed, did he have one of the dragon masks?
No, he was just like a bandit. He was just one of those lower level peon looking dudes. He didn't have a mask on him.
And there wasn't any, pretty much none of them had any uniform look to them.
Some of them had masks, right?
Yep, a couple of them had those kind of really shoddily metal workshop masks made. This one was not one of them.
But Avery, you mentioned that you had seen one before.
Yes, I had seen them before, and that one encounter reminded me of a certain legendary dragon.
Did you remember any details about the mask?
I believe it was described as the one I saw was more pristine than the ones I saw here. They were shaped.
Actually, I can give you guys a picture of what they look like. So for Avery, I'll put this in our Discord so you can get a good look at this guy. So this is what that dragon cultist Avery looked like when you had this encounter happen. And then the mask he's wearing in this picture, just imagine like a really shoddy remake of it from just like lying around sheet metal that someone probably just cut and just gave to this person, or maybe they even made themselves.
1 second, Discord has shut down on me.
No, it's okay. I just uploaded it.
There we go. I see. I've encountered this kind of mask before, once on an excursion.
Oh.
There you go.
It had these long horns extending from the center with 2 black beady eyes in the middle, only covering the nose to the forehead, leaving the mouth exposed. It's meant to be a symbolic gesture to a legendary dragon they worship.
So you think these crudely made ones are impersonations, or do you think they're actually part of the cult as new recruits?
It was a long time ago. They could be just more beaten masks.
Interesting.
They've been doing some battles.
Working with kobolds as well, which makes sense now, given the light.
Well, I say we go into the keep and go see Governor Nighthill.
Seconded.
I agree.
Fantastic.
All right.
That we walk.
So the rest of you go inside the main hall of the keep. As the doors to the main hall are closed, there's a couple guards standing there, but seeing how not effortlessly I should say, but how well you handled those that onslaught of raiders, they just move to the side, let you go in unencumbered, open the front doors to the keep, and you go inside. And now that kind of ramble that you had seen earlier, Apollo, everyone kind of rushing around, it's a bit calmer now. You see just various groups of townsfolk and different members of the high office in Green's Nest kind of hunkered down, sitting down in various groups, kind of just like settling down from all the craziness that happened. And you see different guards kind of giving a head count, trying to see like who's here. Like obviously, did we get like you hear voices saying like, is this everybody? Like, who else is out there? I don't know. I've heard some bad things. It's very, very bad. You're just hearing these whispers of different guards just talking about the current situation. It doesn't look too good. But off in the corner, as you see Sidon Gray, the important noble that you were hired to escort here, kind of looks like he like got back his sling and he's just like got it like more up here now, and he's just holding his arm and he's like very angrily kind of talking to Nighthill, as you see Nighthill, Sidon Gray, and a dwarf standing next to them, and the 3 of them are all kind of talking back and forth. As you get kind of closer, you kind of hear their conversation coming into fruition, as Nighthill kind of looks to him, looks to his left, as it looks like a sort of a guard sergeant standing next to him in a very like proper uniform. He goes, "All right, Sergeant McGrath, give it to me straight. How's the town looking?" "Oh, it's a massacre, sir. We've got as many townfolk as we could to get inside the cape here, but we don't know how many more could be out there. It doesn't look good, sir. I've never seen anything like it." And then the Nighthill just kind of puts his hand on the shoulder of this Sergeant McGrath and says, "Keep your will, sir. Keep it together. We're gonna figure this out, okay? We'll just gather our troops, see who we have left, and how is the situation outside?" And you see the dwarf, who's looks like he's got like these knotted, tangled, bright red hair that's kind of adorning his face and all the way down his back. He's got this, he carries an enormous ring of iron and brass keys. They're kind of off to his side. And he's got this massive round shield with like a pike, kind of a spike in the middle of it, and has this kind of armament of this really heavy leather armor. It's kind of dark maroon shape with like these dwarven kind of language kind of rune into it, but heavy kind of battlement, and has this kind of like dark red robes that kind of he wears underneath that kind of drapes down past his knees. He's got these big metal boots on and these big metal gauntlets. Currently his helmet's kind of off to the side. He's got a big battle axe next to his side. And as Nighthill says, like, what about outside? What's the situation there? You see this dwarf kind of look over the direction. I believe these are the people responsible for the gardens outside. And then as you approach, Nighthill sees you. Well, you took to arms pretty quickly. That was very impressive out there.
It was very easy. I did a thing and I burned, and then it was stinky also, and I tangled.
We have our own resident psychopath to help us. Is Sidon next to them?
Yeah, he's sitting there kind of on that red velvet couch that I had described earlier, just sitting down, holding his arm.
I'm just going to briefly make eye contact with him and unsheath my dagger just so he can see it. And then I'm going to slowly like put it back and then turn back to Nighthill.
It is what you paid us for protection and defense.
Yes. And he looks at you. He's like, well, some help you were getting injured. You should have been helping me rather than these people. And the Nighthill just goes, you're pushing it, man. Just fucking calm down. And looks at you all and looks to the dwarf. Castilian here tells me that you were very good in the aid on the battlement outside. Everyone in Green Nest owes you a large debt. Thank you. Just kind of says it to all of you.
Just doing our part.
Wait, you said debt? Okay, can you tell us where dragon eggs are?
And you say that to Nighthill?
Yes.
Dragon eggs? There's no dragon eggs in Green Nest.
Let me translate. The cult is looking for dragon eggs. We kidnapped and I rather quickly eliminated. Dispatched. Thank you. A member, and before he departed this world, he gave us a little bit of information on their whereabouts, and apparently they came here looking for dragon eggs. Your town being a simple side trip. They just saw some quick coin over here.
The coats of the dragon? Why would they be? What? And he's just kind of like very confused at the presence here. And Castilian, the sturdy dwarf in the red robes, kind of pipes up. He's like, the cult of the fucking dragon in our own goddamn backyard. This is a lot worse than we thought, sir. They've got some good connections. Did you see the dragon? Is the dragon still about? This is Nighthill talking to you, Apollo.
Did I catch a glimpse of the dragon outside when we were?
Archeon tried to look, but
no, we clearly saw the dragon rip through the tavern. Clear as day, saw it rip through the tavern. We did see the dragon a lot earlier, which kind of started all of this. We were having a nice morning, well, as nice as it can be with talking to animals and all that. But
rabbits.
You feeding your friends rabbits, you know how it goes. But yes, we were almost killed by a dragon at one point. We kind of ran because I don't know about you, but it's a dragon.
It was a big.
Not really.
It was a blue dragon.
Yes, a very large blue dragon. I don't know where it is.
You don't know where it is currently?
Can I just listen for any, can I just hear a dragon roar or anything, flapping wings, anything similar to that?
Yeah, make a perception check at disadvantage, just because you're inside a stone keep. There's lots of people around you. They're all kind of talking and murmuring. It'd be kind of hard to discern that, but I'll let you try.
12.
Yeah, unfortunately, you don't hear the flapping of wings or anything to that nature, but that could also mean that maybe it stopped attacking or could have flown away. It's not really sure at the moment.
It could have stopped attacking, possibly flown away. Not really sure right now. But How many? What's the head count here? How many people have gotten to the keep?
That's what we're discerning right now. The town of Green Nest only has a population of around 300 people, and I think what's the number now at? And he looks to Castilian. There's about I think we counted around 200 or so. 200.
Castilian, what is your position here in these lands?
I am in charge of its defense, sir. I'm the master of the keep.
Okay. Do you? I don't know, and I'm just gonna quickly kind of turn to the group here and just nod to Nighthill. Can we get a moment, please?
Yes, of course. Castilian, we got to go check on some things. And he finally is able to focus on Amara that has this kind of this standing small phoenix just wreathed in flame. Just kind of looks at it and goes. Just looks at Sidon, who's just looking there, being like, it's like I don't know where that is. He's just like, all right, yes, let's go check up on the rest of the people, and then they go leave you alone for a minute.
Okay, and I'm just gonna turn to the group and what are we thinking here? Because
I want to destroy evil.
You, of course you do. But at a certain point, you're gonna run out of destroying evil juice, and you're gonna get destroyed by evil. So why don't we live to destroy evil another day, and think about that? Okay.
I'm gonna lay on the floor.
Okay.
And just like have the bird like on my chest, just like.
Okay. We have a set list of a couple of options here. One, we can take Nighthill where he needs to go is one option. We can go look for the dragon eggs ourselves. We could go after whoever's attacking us and try to go to their home base. Or do we have an option to long rest? I don't know if time affects this.
So right now this is like coming down to dusk at this point.
Okay.
As like when we started this sort of adventure, it was getting around to the late afternoon. So the sun's kind of like starting to set outside. It's getting a bit dimmer light. Taking a long rest is essentially like sleeping. So that's like more than 8 hours. To take a long rest would mean that you've like basically be the next day, and then whatever happens outside kind of runs its own kind of options as you're kind of like out for the night. Short rest is around an hour or so. So that's what like most people tend to try to do, a short rest when they're just kind of got downtime like you do have right now, and just kind of figuring things out. But those are kind of those two options in that regard.
Yeah.
So I think that we should maybe go looking for these dragon eggs before the other people get them, because I don't know, that just seems like either a serious danger to us if they get a hold of them, or maybe the dragons could help us if we get them first. Also, if it's helpful to the group, I do speak Draconic, so maybe we might come across a dragon who could help whoever is the mother.
We can raise the dragon as our own.
Oh, just a fun thing. I can link minds with animals.
Yeah, speak with animals.
Shall we go on a egg?
Let's go look for the eggs.
Well, couldn't we rest for tonight and go early in the morning before everyone's awake? Because we could give the excuse that that mean guy with the arm, you know, maybe we should give him a little rest. So we should tell him he should rest here.
Long rest would give me 1 rage back. I have used 1 rage.
Yes. Well, my concern is there are still about 100 villagers out there dying as we speak. And I don't know about you all, but I would prefer to save as many as possible.
Aw, you're so good.
As smartly as possible, not making loud noises and bringing them all to us. I'd rather them just drop dead and not know who did it.
I think they're pretty scared after, all the smellies.
The what?
The smellies. You
First
didn't
spell.
know the smell? The
You-
smelly smell that smells?
Can
I'm gonna turn to Arlie. Is she trying to tell me she farted on them? Can you translate, please?
Sorry, Aiden.
can we ask Nighthill or Castilian if there is an unusual area in the town, something that sticks out that we would kind of think would be a good place to go look for a dragon's egg? Like it's something unusual, like an area that seemingly is more warm than others, or a crack, or what looks to be a gigantic dragon's nest, or what could be a dragon's nest. Is there anything in this village that we suspect as something like that?
Yeah, you're more than welcome to go ask him. If you look around the room, he's kind of like sort of where you are in this main hall of this keep. You guys are kind of off to the right-hand side. He kind of left you to be alone for a minute, and he's kind of like off on the left-hand side. And it looks like him and Castilian are having another talk with the guard sergeant, Sergeant McGrath, and they seem to be like they're in a bit of a heated discussion. It looks like. You're more than welcome to walk over there and ask him some questions if you like.
I'm gonna go ask some questions.
I think we should also, if I'm not mistaken here, Amara, you're still on the ground, aren't you?
Yeah. I just turned my head and I'm like, yes.
Planked down.
You feeling a little tired? Do you think you can heal people, or no?
Well, I could, but the thing is, do I want to?
Against
That's
all
always
evil
the
and
question.
also against helping people. I got you. All right. I'm gonna. I would like to kind of go with Arctreon over to Nighthill. I think we should ask for some healing potions if we're going to be doing anything. See if he has anything. If we
Also,
can barter.
with my character's history, of her entire thing is that she studies and tries to conserve dragons. Maybe she would know something.
Can I also roll something like with my animal background?
Okay, so range of checks going on here. So we've got Archeron's going to go over to Nighthill and Castilian, ask them some questions about the area. Apollo, did you want to join him and ask them also about healing potions?
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll be
Great.
what you two are doing. Then
I would join for moral support.
you will go join. Okay, I was going to ask you if you want anything you wanted to do particularly, Avery. So you'll be going over there. So Arlie and Amara. So you both are very familiar with animals and nature, obviously. And Arlie, you do have a bit of a history with conservation with pseudo dragons, I believe it was, right?
Mhm.
So roll a history check for me, Arlie, and then Amara, with your just knowledge of animals, what did you want to try to discern?
I guess any hints that would give me any idea of where these eggs could be hidden.
Of where eggs could be hidden. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have you roll actually for that. So for Arlie's will be a history because she's trying to think about things. I'll have you do a nature check really quick for that as well.
I rolled
but
a 21 for history.
Ooh, very good.
So nature for me,
Yeah, nature check.
a 3.
Oh, so we'll do Arlie first. So, it's true. You're with your Fae kind of background, you're very much obsessed with conservation, especially with pseudo dragons, particularly because you know that pseudo dragons are they're like dragon light. They're not as big as dragons are by any stretch of the imagination. They're kind of like the iguana of dragons. They're like Mushu from Mulan. They're very like long, slender, snake-like bodies. They've got like four legs. Kind of have like almost the head of what a dragon kind of looks like. And sometimes they have wings, sometimes they don't. You know that they're more used as familiars for spellcasters like wizards and things of that nature. that kind of give a bit more oomph to their magical presence and power to have them around. Relating to cults of dragons, specifically, dragons of all shapes and sizes, especially like the big ones, we're talking about like, ancient dragons, red, blue, yellow, whatever. That different various colored dragons, usually their attributes are centered around a type of element, fire, ice, lightning, that kind of thing, acid. And some dragons are super, super, super smart. Some of them are very, very cunning. Some of them can accrue followers and their own groups necessarily to do things for them. Some are just 100% super, super selfish and greedy and obsessed with treasure, kind of like Smaug in The Hobbit. They just like loot. They're obsessed with having things and status, and they will just like, if they find a treasure hoard, they will just plunk down on that sucker and be like, this is mine, nobody can have it, try to take it from me. And if they hear of like an even greater treasure hoard, maybe they'll like find a way to leave that and go to the bigger one. But you don't have enough to go off of like what type of dragon this could be. There are cults that worship gods and things of that nature. But it's hard to tell exactly what cult you're necessarily dealing with at the moment with the info you've been given. But that's kind of what you discern from that. And for Amara with the 3, dragon eggs. Sometimes they're found in caves. Sometimes they make a good omelet. Hard to tell. Sometimes you find them in hot places, cold places, much like you find normal eggs. But like around here, you've never been here before, hard to tell. Not too sure.
Okay.
But as Arlie and Omar are kind of just like thinking to themselves, kind of like more gestating on the current situation, we get Apollo, Avery, and Archeon coming to Night Hill, Castilian, and this guard sergeant that are having this heated conversation. Archeon, did you want to go first?
Sure. Something I want to ask is, when we had mentioned the Cult of the Dragon, they presumably responded with as they knew what they were. So I want to ask them, as a cult, do they know what the cult worships? Do they worship a dragon? If so, what kind of dragon? Or if not, what god they worship? Something like that. I just want to ask them.
Yeah.
I remembered that they did worship like a legendary dragon in my flashback, but we don't know, as of right now, I don't believe we don't know the exact dragon, but it was
Exactly.
Okay, so I want to see if they know that, though.
Okay. So you go up to Night Hill and Castilian, and you just hear them say, really? They're all trapped? What do you mean they're still stuck in there? And then that's when you come at him and be like, Night Hill, like, this dragon cult, do you know where they're from? And he turns around and he's like, sorry, my friend. Do I know what dragon they worship? You're just asking.
Glaze over whatever I just said. Who's stuck in where?
Sergeant, do you want to tell them what you just told us? And he said, yes, my lord. There's a church nearby in the area, the Temple of Chontia. Its priest and some worshippers are trapped inside during the attack. There's a few groups of cultists that have surrounded them, sir. They've barricaded themselves inside. We don't know how much longer they have.
What are we waiting for?
I was going to say, how far are they from the keep? How far is the church away from the keep?
So, as you kind of have a basic sense of the area from you've been there for the day, if you look on the Green Nest map you have, so you see the keep is kind of in the center of Green Nest, kind of over to the right and to the bottom right, you see this kind of large structure with a little bit of a moat around it.
Oh, the very bottom right?
Yeah, the very bottom right, there's that large kind of structure there that's kind of just atop of this winding, bending river and a bit of forestry.
And it's got like a 3 by it.
Yeah, and description from last session, Apollo had noticed it wandering around as well, as like this big temple structure.
Well, that's
Did
what
we
we're
do this on
gonna
Roll20?
No, it's on the Discord.
Oh.
It's in backstory.
Yeah, I posted the map in its entirety there.
Yeah. Sorry. So back again to the map where the church is located. I'm sorry, I was looking for the map.
That's okay.
So the church is where on the map?
Number 3, bottom right.
Number 3. Okay, that's not too far. We take the bottom road. Or we trek through the forest.
To Governor Nighthill, are there any easier ways, stealthier ways in and out of here?
And that's when Cuillin pipes up. He says, "Well, we've got a tunnel down underneath the keep. We haven't really needed to use it for a very long time. It's in the lower levels, kind of barricaded by some random shipment of supplies and things, but it does run underneath the keep and comes out at the end near the river. Again, it hasn't been used for years. You could probably use that to get out from behind the keep unnoticed."
That seems like our way. And as I believe we all agree, and I turn to kind of Ark and Avery, I believe we're going to help you out here.
Without a doubt.
In doing so, our healers have used a bit of their power helping your town already. I was wondering if any of you had health potions or anything that could help us on our way to save more of your citizens.
And you just see him kind of like take a deep breath out, and he's like, "That's kind of our pickle here, you see." And Nighthill's talking to you now. We've used most of our potions on the townsfolk inside the keep to make sure that they're alive. But the potion maker who makes our wares is the priest of this temple.
Lovely.
Aiden Falconmoon. He's the primary alchemist that makes these things for us, and if he goes down, I don't know what we're going to do.
Okay.
I will happily give you all a potion for your deeds, and gold as well, if you can promise me you'll return him to the keep.
Aye.
I think that's cherry on the cake. All right. I think let's go. I think the more time we waste, the more time they're in danger.
Agreed. Let's grab the girls.
And let's go back for Amara and Arlie.
Thank you. Thank you greatly. And as you kind of leave and rush over to Amara and Arlie, you're there with them.
Explain everything that we just heard. And then, is there anything else we need here, or should we get going now? I say we go immediately to Amara and Arlie. Everyone.
I say we should go now.
I don't think we need any supplies from here. I don't think they can supply us with anything that we would really need. Are the tunnels lit by any chance, or is this going to be just a kind of a little fast travel of what we're doing?
You're not too sure. You haven't been down there before, so you'd have to
find
kind
out.
of go down there.
Let's go for the tunnel.
What's that, Aiden?
I think I do have a torch in my inventory.
Yeah, a lot of torches and things like that
Also-
can be given in your simple starting pack equipment.
Yeah. But we also have, most of us have, if not all of us have dark vision anyway, so.
Yeah, we got dark vision.
To the tunnels.
To the tunnels.
Secret tunnel.
Non-humans, all of us have dark vision. What's up?
Okay, so you're going to make your way down to the tunnel?
We are.
Okay. So as you do that, as Cuillin walks over to you, this stout red-robed dwarf with his giant ring of keys comes up to you and says, "Is the tunnel for you then?"
It seems that way.
Aye.
All right. Follow me, adventurers. And he turns around and kind of waddles his way over to a particular set of stairs that descends down into the keep. But as you're kind of like sort of racing over there from where you are, Arctreon
and Arlie. As you're kind of turning around, you feel a little bit of a tug on your backs against your material. A little hand kind of pulling down on both of your clothing.
And I turn around and I look but I don't see anything, but I look down.
Arlie, do you look behind you as well?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I like whip around.
So you turn around and 2 little children are kind of pulling at your garments that are the same kids that you saved from the beginning of the session last week. The boy and the girl. And they look down and they're like, "Hi, we made you something for saving us."
Bart, I'm like,
and they just like look down and they hand you both very identical looking, just like little twig stick figures that they just like made with like little tiny twine and rope, that just like 2 arms go like this and 2 legs go like that, and there's just like a stick that goes up. There's not even a head. It's just like a single stick that just goes up. They're like, we made you little dolls for saving us. Our mom said that we should say thank you, so thank you. This one's yours, and hands it over to Archeron. This one's yours. And she, the girl hands the doll over to you, Archeron, and the boy hands one to you, Arlie. He has a third one. He said, "I wasn't sure what to do about the legs. You can, if you tie this one, it'll make other legs for you," and just like hands it up to you.
I take it and thank them.
How old are they?
Yeah, how old's the boy?
The boy's like 3. The girl's like 4.
Okay.
Little
I was gonna give the little guy like a small dagger or something, but realized that's like a little bit like here.
You still could.
I don't think I should. I humbly, as I crouch down to their level, I say thank you. I give them a little hug, and then I give both of them a hug, and then we just stand up and we say thank you, and then I think we return to our group.
As the girl kind of hugs you, Archeron just goes, "Oh, you're so furry," and just like pets like your lion mane a little bit as you give her a hug. The same thing as the boy kind of comes up and gives you a hug as you kind of lean down with your lower body enough from your fawn legs to be able to hug him. They just send you off doing this, and then the mother kind of comes up from behind the crowd as you're walking away. You see the mother and the father. The father's now like bandaged up and looks like good now. He's not very injured anymore, and just like they put their hand on the kid's shoulder and look up and just like give you a nod, like basically without words saying thank you for what you did. And as you make your way out to the other side, Cuillin takes you down this kind of descending, winding stairs down to the lower depths of the keep. And he kind of takes a torch from the wall and just goes down with you as dim light kind of starts to illuminate the stone walls around here as it gets kind of darker and darker as you go down. As you get kind of like the basement level of you see just kind of random spears and shields kind of off to the side, random supply crates and things probably from a recent shipment of some kind. You look down and there's kind of this trap door that's underneath a bunch of crates and things, and he kind of just starts pushing them all over the place. "Sorry, this place is a fucking mess." Pushes things over, and you see this very clear trap door with a lock on it. He takes his gold key ring, shuffles around. "No, not that one, not that one." Opens up this huge trap door, and as you kind of look down, this kind of old, musty sewer smell kind of comes up from under it. Not shit necessarily, but
Amora, did you cast a spell?
I did outside, but not down there.
And you look down, you hear just a few drips kind of hitting down the water beneath you as this kind of musty old air smell kind of comes up into you. Opens it up, and he's like, "Hopefully it'll still be good for you. It hasn't been used in quite some time, but I don't think they'll see you if you're down there.
Lovely. Thank you, my friend. And I say that in Dwarvish.
He's like, oh, my man. He just kind of hits you on the back as you do that, kind of taking a stride. As like, it's a welcome relief from all the stress that he's been under lately. Kind of takes that nod from you.
Tip the hat and like, I'm going to jump in. So it looks like I just, tip. Yep, literally.
Roll a quick acrobatics for me.
Oh my god, if you fail.
Ah, my leg! 6?
Yeah.
Oh yes, I love it. I love it.
You just see him just kind of go like, says in Dwarvish, just like, see you, sayonara. Ah, fuck! And just a loud smashing noise as you overshot how deep it actually was. It's like a good like maybe 30 more feet down.
Oh my god.
How far are we from there? If we go in the tunnels, how far would we be?
So you're descending about 30 feet down, and there would be.
In terms of like time, how long would it take us to get there?
Oh, you're not sure? You'd have to go down to the tunnel to kind of see how far it goes.
Is this a ladder?
Yeah, there is a ladder there.
Interesting.
Jessica's the greatest enemy.
Yeah.
You have hands.
I still
You can
have my
lower yourself down.
I still have my Phoenix because it hasn't been an hour.
Cole, you take 3 points of damage as your leg hits the ground all the way down.
Can I roll? I have Danger Sense, which comes with my class 2.
Mm-hmm.
I have an advantage on dexterity saving throws against effects that you can see not... What is it? Hold on. I need to stretch this for a second. It's blocking it. You have an advantage on dex saving throws against effects that you can see while not blinded, defeated, or incapacitated. Okay, so that's not...
Yeah, so that means any mechanic that would require you to make a dex saving throw, like fireball, for instance. When someone throws a fireball at you, you got to roll a dex saving throw to try to see how far away you get from the blast. In that case, if that were to happen to you, you would have advantage on the dex saving throw because you have danger sense. But
Okay.
it doesn't allow you to like have spidey sense necessarily to be like, is there something
Okay.
dangerous down here? Whoa, 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 whoa.
Can I, just for shits and giggles, can I roll perception? I'm weary of this tunnel. I just want to see if I can hear something or something seems
Sure.
unusual to be kind of weary. I
Yeah.
know my perception's low, but I just want to check.
I'm going to do
It all matters.
Oh, 15.
Hey. 15 for Arctreon.
Apollo.
You hear Apollo cursing at the bottom.
You
of the-
shouldn't have rolled those 2 nat 20s, bud. Trying to tell you.
7.
7. So Apollo, you're kind of tending to your temporarily sort of sprained ankle at the moment as you just like did realize how far down the fall was to really hear anything. Arctreon, you kind of just take a moment, and after like, sort of trying to discern through the swearings under Apollo's breath at the fuck, Jesus Christ, God damn it, you just hear kind of dripping of water, a bit of scuttling, maybe of like some nearby rats kind of being like alerted from Apollo kind of hitting the ground there, and they all kind of scatter. But you don't hear any like growling or anything to that degree.
Okay, I jump down.
All right.
I follow.
I'm gonna help Arlie and use my little Phoenix to help teleport her down.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's a cool ability about the Phoenix there. So you can take one willing creature and teleport them wherever you're within 30 feet, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Up to 15 feet to an unoccupied
Oh.
space.
I actually have a
So-
question based on that. Actually, can she move a bad guy, an opponent, with that?
A
as
willing creature.
Willing.
Well? A willing.
So yeah, so the spirit and each willing creature of your choice within 5 feet teleport to 15 feet. So here's the thing though. With unwilling people, it's tricky because there are things like teleport that say specifically willing. And there's some games that will say there's no mechanic that says like what happens if someone who's not willing wants to be teleported. Usually there would be a contested roll there for them to kind of resist getting teleported, like if they wanted to get out of the way or something like that.
Okay. So based off of that, if she had what she was trying to do before was take over the charm, if she charmed an opponent, does that make them willing? Let's just say there's a boss, she charms them, she wins.
Yeah.
Can she like teleport that person?
If she can convince them that like, don't worry about it, like let's go for a ride, like okay, yeah, you good.
Okay, just for future reference, I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing to point out. Usually, if there's if you in the game can perform an action or a spell effect that makes it so that person like believes you and thinks you're a friend, like again, command is just like, let this bird teleport you. Okay, like they won't resist or do anything.
Okay.
So that's definitely a way around it for sure.
All right,
So would Arlie take fall damage?
Arlie, no, like this is kind of thing about being a centaur. Like it's not going to be, you can never climb ladders. Like I will just say you are in tune enough with your body to be able to descend stairs of that nature and ladders and things. It's like ladders, the BBEG of every centaur.
Okay.
But we can say if you want to for flavor, you could use your phoenix to kind of like teleport her like halfway there, and then she can just kind of like gently land down safely.
Yes.
Okay. So you're all at the bottom there. So just take whoever wants to just take a quick perception check just to kind of check out the tunnel, how long this thing is.
All of us, or?
Don't just
I'll
one of
do
you is
it.
fine.
11.
I did
All
not
right.
do well.
It's fine. It's like the light outside is getting dimmer and dimmer, and you're in a very dark space. But the tunnel itself isn't incredibly long either. You can probably surmise that the tunnel itself is like 60 feet or so across. You can see that there's kind of like another great sort of door at the end of it. And the light outside is kind of starting to become that like sort of dim blue light color, and it's slowly starting to become night. But it's not night yet, but it's slowly getting there. But you look ahead with that 11 and 8, you kind of look around, it's just a dark tunnel, like sewer tunnel almost. You can just see like kind of like algae around you and just like water dripping down from the top, and like pool of water kind of making this line that extends from where you are to this grate outside.
Can I pull out my torch?
Sure can.
All right, so I'll pull out my torch.
Okay, so you go up, light the torch, so you got dim light around you within 15 feet, and you kind of notice that when you lit that dim light, some rats were like starting to crawl towards you, and then you put your torch at them, and they just like scattered all over the place, away from you. So do you want to make your way forward?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we?
Wait,
I'm
is
a
it
little
completely
worried.
dark down there?
It's pretty dark. But you have a torch. You have Archeon holding a torch, so it's like lighting around you, dim light, or like 15 or so feet around you, 30 feet.
I'm
or
pretty
so.
sure we all have dark vision as well.
I don't.
I don't think I do either.
The girls don't. The guys do.
Okay.
So for the rest of you, you can see down to the end of the hallway or the end of the tunnel here. Arlie and Amar, when you got down there, it was pretty much pitch black until Archeon lit that torch, and you could see like around 15 feet around you.
Let me go ahead a little bit. I'm a little bit worried about someone. They were obviously trying to get into the keep. I'm a little worried they might be looking for a way around, and they might find us coming out. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go forward like 30 feet, 40 feet, just ahead, and kind of stealth my way to the entrance and just scout.
Okay.
Okay.
So you make yourself, you scout ahead forward, and you kind of get to that grate door at the other end of the tunnel. And as you're looking at the grate, just make a perception check for me really quick. 11. So you go over to the great door, and you notice that there is a lock on it, and it's the door itself is heavily rusted.
Okay. Can I just kind of peer through the grate and just see if there's any visible enemies on the other side?
Yeah, make another perception check.
Give me a minute. $13.
13?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's good enough. So you look out between the bars of this kind of gated door to this tunnel, and you're kind of looking around. You see that this tunnel kind of leads into a stream bank that's kind of aligns kind of the outer limit of the town. And you're kind of looking around, and you hear murmured voices.
Yeah, over there. Yeah, no, is it over here? I don't know. Did you see anyone?
Do I have a general direction of where those voices are coming from?
So you are trying to kind of see where the voices are coming from. At where you are on your angle, you can't get a bead on them necessarily. You hear that they're not close. They're not right next to the tunnel. They're probably several feet out in a direction of some kind. But at this point inside the tunnel, it's kind of you only got still limited view around you. And there's shrubbery and things kind of in the way in front of you. It's kind of hard to see where the voices are coming from. But even with a 13, you know that it's not right beside you or 10 feet from you. You know what I mean? It's far off from where you are. You're just not really sure which direction.
Okay.
Or how many.
All right, I'm gonna turn around and go back.
Okay.
And just to Ark. Maybe when we get close to the end there, we put that torch out. There are people around.
Okay.
We need to quietly get out of here. I'd rather, especially if we're leaving, I don't want them to see us come out and then find their way into the keep and surprise.
Was the door locked?
Yes, it had a lock on it, but I believe...
Could you have tried to pick the lock?
I can probably do that, yes.
Okay. So as we meander closer to the rusted out gate, instead of choosing the option to smash the door down, which I was going to do, you heard voices. I would highly suggest, not me, to try to pick the lock so we can stealthily open the door.
I will try that.
All right. So you take out your thieves' tools.
Yes.
You make your key or lockpick check.
Sleight of hand, right?
I believe it's dexterity. Let me just double
Straight
check.
dex.
So you, it's a dex check, and you add your bonus proficiency twice because you have your thieves' tools.
So my proficiency modifier twice.
Yeah. So just straight dex plus that.
Straight dex was 14. I don't know what my proficiency is right now.
Should be on your character sheet. I think I have it here. It's 2, so plus 4.
Okay, so 18.
So 18. Yeah, more than enough. So you guys kind of group together to the edge of the tunnel here. You see this rusted barred gate at the end of this tunnel. You see Apollo just looking around, make sure there's nothing too nearby in the immediate range. Takes his thieves' tools out. You open the gate.
Okay.
Nice.
And just very slowly peek my way out and look where I think those voices were coming from.
Okay.
Apollos, what are you doing? Shh. I can turn into a giant owl.
Wait, is the bird creating light? Is the phoenix creating light right now? Put the bird away! Put the
bird? You want me to be a bird?
No!
Okay, I'm gonna turn into a giant owl right now.
Not in the...
I'm gonna turn into a giant owl.
No!
What? Can I actually use my wild shape and turn into a giant owl?
If you wanted to, I believe
would like
that's
to.
within the range of things you can turn into. No, you can't because you can't have a creature that can fly or swim at this level you're at.
Really? Oh.
So it's any creature that's 1/4 challenge rating, but it cannot fly or swim. As long as if it doesn't have those things, you can change into it. So like poisonous, a giant snake you could turn into, a giant spider, a panther, velociraptor even. Just anything that doesn't swim or fly for second level. Once you level up, you'll be able to access creatures that can fly and swim and do those things. But that's what you're limited to at second level.
Just for shits and giggles, I'll turn into a panther.
Okay.
You want to see me turn into you? I would do it.
Turn around and go out the door. I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna leave.
I'm gonna turn into a panther.
I'm gonna stealthily go.
Look at this shit. Okay, so I'm just seeing what happens to the wildfire spirit. Believe it's just there.
Druid speciesism.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Doesn't have a time limit or anything. It seems. Yeah, so I'm just gonna say that the Phoenix is there. If you wanted to like sort of dim its light around it, since it is connected to you spiritually, you would be able to give it that ability to be like just like quiet down the flames and turn down the notch on the light flaming Phoenix. So I'll let you be able to do that.
I was gonna ask and see if like had she taken a stealth roll, does she also have the roll for that Phoenix as well?
I believe so as well. It has its own stats. It's basically like having a sixth party member almost, as long as it's around. I believe you are able to just like shut it off if you want, but you don't have that many. I think you only have 2 wild shape abilities, and you just used the second one. And you get it back after a long rest, so you wouldn't have done that yet. So you want to turn to a panther?
Yes.
All right. So as you're coming to this grate, and Apollo's kind of opening the door, slightly looking around, not looking behind you as your party's behind you, just saying, "Hey, Amara, do you want to tone down the bird for a minute? I think the light might be a bit." You turn around, she's just a panther. You're like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Perfect.
It's just like a panther. So as a panther, you cannot communicate. You can't talk, in your normal language. You are, for all intensive purposes, a panther. You can understand your party members, but you basically speak panther. Like, if they're like, "Hey, Amara, come over here," you can be like, follow their lead. But if they're like, "Amara, what did that guy say?" Meow, 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 meow. Like, you just talk like a panther. But you are one of the sleek kind of, primal animalistic form of what Apollo is kind of like.
So we venture out the door.
Yeah.
We're now out by the river.
Yeah. So I have a map for this, actually, that I'm going to... It's just over... I believe this is the one. Yeah, this is the one. So I'm gonna get you guys to look at it's at the bottom right side of the map. I'm just gonna blow it up for you guys to see it. There you go.
Cool.
So this is roughly where you're coming out of that tunnel into this bank of sorts. this riverbank. And as you get out of there, Apollo, and you guys kind of like make your way a bit more out, you can sort of look over on the other side of the bank and you see various groups of kobolds, few cultists, a couple bandits, and you can also make out one of them has an adult drake nearby. So kind of like this Komodo dragon looking creature that they've got around and are sniffing like areas and looking for tracks and stuff. So it's here that if you want, you could try to sneak by all these people and try to make your way towards the temple, or you can just say, fuck you guys, and take them on. You'll probably get a surprise round if you're high on your stealth rolls, or you can just avoid the fight altogether. What would you like to do?
We need to avoid the fight and get to the place that
Yeah.
people are holding up. That's the
agree.
priority. That's the.
Stealth our way.
I was not going to say that at all.
Oh,
Oh, no, I'm just curious because if they're looking in that area, there might be a dragon egg in that area. That's all I was going to.
yes, but there are people in immediate danger.
We do have an objective to do, so
Yes.
yeah, I'll say.
But I see what you're saying.
Maybe we'll come back.
Dragon egg, human lives. Like
Mhm.
We might have a pet dragon.
our trail's like,
Guys, wait, hear me out. Pet
I have
dragon.
a feeling that like once we get into this campaign, like a few sessions more in, you're all gonna have like, this is my pet. Well, this is my pet. Pokemon.
We already have a panther. We don't need a dragon right now. We got.
Meow.
You already had a panther. I didn't know you needed a second one.
Lions on his team.
So you see that the phoenix is just kind of dimly lit and it's kind of floating by you guys. Or no, actually it's on the ground, kind of hopping next to you to kind of avoid any detection. All right, so if you're gonna sneak past these peeps, we're gonna have you all roll stealth checks, please.
So what would I be doing for this stuff?
So for did you get that link that I sent you, Mara,
Yeah.
in the Discord? So you'll be able to see the stats of where you're at. So if you go down that list of what I sent you,
Mhm.
you should see Panther there.
I got a 12.
Do I roll like a normal stealth check?
Yeah. So so as a Panther, if you click on it, you'll see the stats of it. Do you see it?
Yeah.
All
I
right.
clicked
So as you go down, you'll see under the stats it says skills, perception, stealth. So then you would roll the D20 on D&D Beyond and then add 6 to that roll
Oh, okay.
for the stealth. And then underneath that, you see its abilities, pounce, keen smell,
Yes.
the different attacks it can do, all that stuff.
Cool. All right.
All right. So we got a 12 from Avery.
I got a 21.
21. Very good.
I got
Yeah.
an 8.
8.
No, a 9.
9. Okay.
I got a 15.
15.
10.
10.
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
Also, Amara, roll stealth for your Phoenix.
Would I do the same thing? I don't know where.
So yeah, so if you click on the stats, it's in your bonus action page on your D&D Beyond sheet. I don't think it has. It doesn't have skills necessarily. Just reading it. Manifest. Oh, actually, it manifests for 1 hour. So actually, it would be gone.
Okay.
Lovely.
Yeah, so you do not have it on you at this point because the time would have run out once you've taken that time to kind of settle down inside the keep and do all that. This
So
is also
that
one.
count as a short rest too.
So that's what I was just going to ask.
Okay.
Did you guys take an hour inside, you feel, to take benefits of a short rest before heading out? Or do you think you would have just been like, bam, 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 go? Because you had a few conversations, you're talking to people, you're getting self-settled. I forgot to prompt that before we left. So if you wanted to, we could say that happened.
I'll defer to the group.
Yeah.
I would like a
Yep.
short rest. Yeah.
I
I'm
was
down
laying
5
on the
hit points
floor.
still.
Yeah.
That was
So so you should have that button somewhere on your sheet that says short rest. And if you click that, it'll allow you to gain each will allow you to gain back some of your things.
button.
But
Right?
I'm not seeing. Oh, yes, I do. Take short rest.
did everyone find it?
Oh, do I have to check?
Yeah.
So you would check off that wild shape because you would have used that after the fact.
I
Have
have
to roll.
two boxes for ranger. Yeah.
So one would be long rest and one would be short rest.
I see. It's a share, short rest, long rest campaign.
Yeah, right at the top of the page there.
In the gray area.
At the same level as
Your name.
your name. It'll say like your character name, then off to the right, so share, short rest, long rest. So you just click short rest.
Actually,
There's like two little boxes under ranger.
I also have boxes.
Two little boxes. Let me see.
so I think it's to mark off the hit die that you're using, because you
Correct.
get 2 hit die for.
Yeah, so when you
healing.
take a short rest, you're able to heal a little bit with some of your hit points. So I believe that's in reference to the hit die that you would use to heal.
So do we just check all the boxes?
I think that's check. Well, you healed pretty much back to full after Amara gave you those spells, right? Or no?
No, I'm up to 15 out of 20.
Okay. So check one of them off and then see what it does, because then you'll see your HP move after that fact, I think.
I think you have to roll it after. It's just like a tick
It
marker.
didn't work for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you have to roll it and then add that to your.
1d8 plus 2.
I don't think that it does that part for you. It's just.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay.
It's just like a marker to let you know that you use this much.
Right. Okay.
Then I roll a d10 plus 2.
Back to full HP.
There you go.
Oh, does a short rest bring your HP up?
Yeah, so when you take a short rest, you have this pool of healing die called hit dice, and you're able to use that in a short rest. So it's not like it's a little bit like taking a health potion, but to a lesser degree. So you have like you have a finite amount of them, like 2d6 or a d10, and then as you level up, you get more of them. So you're able to heal a little bit when you take a short rest.
Okay, I thought I did this correctly. I did not. I have a recover, and then I have my barbarian, which is my hit die, and I have 2 boxes underneath barbarian there. So, which one do I pick here? Because my health didn't go back up when I hit it originally.
So what it's saying here, total 4, means you have a total four numbers of hit dice. So for my character, I just have my character as an example. He has a hit die for him equals 1d10 plus 3 for a total of 4 hit dice. So the boxes are how many of your hit dice pool would you like to use? Would you like to use one of them, roll 1d10 plus 3 to heal that amount of points? Would you like to use all of them and use all your hit dice to be able to regain that short rest? The issue with using all of them too quickly is that if you wanted to do another short rest, right, before taking a long rest, your hit dice are done. You don't get them back until you've taken a long rest. So it's a little bit of a complication there. It just means that short rest, you get a finite amount of hit die to heal yourself. The boxes are how many of them do you want to use in this action? Do you want to roll one of them, 2 of them, all 4 of them? The issue is if you use all of them, you won't get the opportunity to heal in a short rest until you've taken a long rest.
Okay, I'm only missing 2 HP from my 23, so I'm not rest.
So you're fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
But yeah, so Arlie, that's what those boxes meant. So if you wanted to use all your hit die and try to heal yourself back to full, you could, or just one of 4, 2 of 4, that kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, I rolled a d10, like I said, and I got a 10, so.
There you go. So then it gives you that option because, like, if you roll 1 out of the 4 and then you've got like 1 HP, you're like, no shit, I'll roll another one. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, but all those stealth rolls, more than enough. Yeah, they do not notice you as they're kind of busy like searching for things or kind of comparing the loot that they got from raiding the houses earlier. you just kind of sneak past them towards where the temple is. And as you approach the temple, you also notice a few things. And this one, actually, I might take us over to our other Roll20 map, which is the map of Green Nest, so that you guys will make a better sort of tactical advantage with this. So as your team is over here, so there's 5 of you. So we'll say that with coming out of that tunnel, that you're all kind of coming from here undercover. And so I will reveal a bit more of the map here to you. Over here.
Oh my.
So you see a few enemies over the horizon. Apollo, are you kind of leading the charge here for them sort of shuffling through?
I believe so. I left first after seeing the blatant disrespect Amara gave me.
I'll have you make just a quick perception check.
Okay. Mother! 10.
Even with a 10, you can kind of notice from this distance, more or less hear kind of rumblings and the vibrations of the ground and a bit of noise, the sound of marching footsteps. And you also hear kind of the same sound that you had noticed before of a ram kind of hitting a door. And over through like the bushes and shrubbery that you're kind of covered in as you're making your way up to this location, you notice that this group on the outside are marching. Seeming like they're going around this side of the temple.
Okay.
You could try to get a bit closer if you want to try to survey a bit more detail into what exactly is happening, but that's all you can kind of discern from that.
There's tree cover though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like following the river.
Yeah. So you're in this kind of shrubbery little tree area around here. That's how you're kind of like sort of hiding from their sight at the moment.
Okay. So just like moving forward. But because these guys above me now are marching up, right? And they seem to be circling, not like pacing.
Yeah, so just before we do that, are you darting ahead of your party?
I believe so, yes. I'm gonna...
All right. And have you make
I'm not even gonna bother with hand signals because no one understands.
I'm gonna have you make another stealth check as you're inching close towards these guys in the shrubbery.
16.
Okay. So you stealthily just kind of dart ahead from everybody, don't even give them a word of like what you're up to. And you can just kind of see Apollo just bounce around through the trees and shrubbery and just try to get a closer look. So you're much closer now. You can kind of see this group is, they're definitely doing like a perimeter round around the temple. Seemingly, it'd be hard, like they're kind of talking amongst themselves. But I'll say with your prowess, Apollo, the situations you've been in before, your attack earlier on the guards have now made them a bit more wise to the capabilities of certain people in this area, and they're kind of a bit more on high alert.
I see. Okay, and the what about the people on the bottom?
That's where that that ramming sound is coming from.
Okay, so they have like a battering ram going at that. Okay. Do I see anyone special among all the people I've seen? Like the guy from the one guy from the keep that was more finely dressed? Is there anyone like that among them?
Yes, actually. You noticed, actually make a perception check really quick, just to discern through the shrubbery and everything.
21.
Totally redeemed yourself.
Yeah.
So you looking through the shrubbery and the bushes here, you notice a figure who seemingly has garments much finer than that sort of supposed pack leader had. This mask, the way that Avery described the mask that he saw, looks more similar to that. It looks more fine craftsmanship, the different wisps kind of poking up, wearing kind of this long black coat garment, very thick in a hide, and just like silver and black adorned armor and boots and black leather around his midriff and his forearms and legs and things like that, and carrying a very strange scimitar-like blade that kind of wraps around. These 2 points kind of wrap around his handle and his hands and kind of wisp up in a corner.
Okay.
And he seems to be directing traffic on this ram, kind of.
And one more. What does the door look like? Does it look like they're about to get in, or do we have time?
It doesn't look like they're about to get in. There doesn't seem to be any like faint cracks or dents or anything. It just seems like that they're trying to get through, but you can't see any show of like give or anything yet.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna run back to the party.
Okay. So you run back as the rest of you just see Apollo kind of dart forward, take a bit of a survey over the area as you're like, where the fuck did you go? And even before you say that, he's like,
what did you see?
I explain everything I saw? Yep. And then also, okay, so there's a dragon mask guy like before, but better. He's
sounds like the one I've seen before.
Must be. Or something similar, maybe a similar rank, or I don't know, but I have a plan. I had an idea. I'm gonna be honest, you may have noticed, not on top of my game right now, but I have, and I pull out of like a satchel, I have this flask of oil, and I believe with all of this flammable forestry up here, I believe there's a lot of them. All right, but if we can lure the battering ram group by tricking them into if we tell them there's dragon eggs over here, and we pretend to be like the bandits that attacked the keep, because they don't seem to have any uniform. So I feel like if we act like bandits and say there's a dragon egg, they probably don't think there's a dragon egg in that church. They'll come for the dragon egg. So a little distract, and then some of the party can kind of get in and extract while we distract. So we have distract party, attract party. Got it? Or extract party, right? Am I making any sense here?
I like the extraction idea.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that we're not going to be recognized as a cat person, a deer person, and a lion person.
I'm pretty sure. Can I make a
panther?
I'm gonna make a guess here that we pretty much exterminated everyone we saw until the keep. I don't know if there were any witnesses to that, but there were escapees from the keep, and but they only really Ark.
They would see us. They would.
But Ark and Avery were behind cover most of the time until they were running and they were panicked, so they didn't pay attention. So they probably only saw Amara and Arlie and the guards.
And Amara is a panther now, so it doesn't even matter.
Different person, yeah. So if anything, if we want to be just throughout this entire conversation, Apollo is just sending very annoyed glares at Amara, just very like.
Oh, you want me to be a cat?
Yeah. You want to replace me, huh? I didn't know I was doing that bad, but okay. Already. But so I think if Avery, if you were to come with me,
right?
You know the most. You've been close to a person like this before.
Yes.
You and me, we go distract the rest of you. Ark, you're big. You can hold a lot of people, as we've seen. You can save a lot of people. Arlie, you can carry a lot of people as well. Amara, I just don't want you near me. Get me. You three go in, extract. Avery and I, big distraction. We get them all away. By the time they realize the church is safe, get the church back into that sewer and back into the keep, and Avery and I are gonna just book it. We're gonna try and get out of there without dying. Does that sound good to you, Avery?
Sounds good. Let's do it.
I'm a bit confident. I'm a bit fast, and that's the only thing I'm really good at. But I'm confident in it. So if you can confidently split off, even if you have to separate from me, I'm fine with that. If you need to leave me with them, perfectly fine. I could probably run faster than any of them.
Deal. Let's do it.
Okay. So I think the one thing is, oh God, I hate to have to ask this. Amara. Can you conjure the fire spirit again? Not now. If I throw my oil in the bushes and we lure them into the bushes, little bit of fire, boom, big explosion. You get
Aiden's got a torch, worst case scenario.
I do have my torch, but it's not ignited right now. I just want to intervene because I just want to ask this before we do this. Has it reached nighttime yet? Do we have advantage on stealth?
So it's not full night yet. It's still like that dim is slowly starting to become night. Yeah, it's dusk. So it's kind of dim light around you. You don't have the cover of nightfall necessarily.
Okay.
So I don't know if we should even do that or just Avery and I just try and distract and get him as far away as possible. This is wordplay. We're just trying to convince them to get out of there for a brief time. We don't even have to continue it as long as we can hold them long enough for you guys to extract.
Maybe we could lose them through the trees.
Possibly. I want to get them farther away, though. It's too close still. They would be able to rush back, and we're getting God knows how many people out of the church.
Right, so we're taking the opposite way. All right, let's do it.
Go as far as possible.
I think that we're going to need a distraction because if we take them all on, that would be difficult at this point.
I think if we pretend to be part of their weird little cult, I think if we channel our inner Amara and be weird, I feel like we can bring them away. And just, there's a dragon egg. We know that's what they want. That's their goal. Yes.
What I've just noticed is that the very large group has moved away from the front of the church, and since we have that cover line of trees, can we not shoot them through the trees and still stay somewhat hidden, kind of like pop out, shoot an arrow, go back in?
Guerrilla warfare tactics.
Correct me if I'm wrong here. Quick look around. Who has arrows? Who has bows here?
Wow.
3.
Who can shoot bows? Just one.
What?
One's a panther.
Wait, Arlie, you can't shoot arrows, and Apollo, you can't shoot arrows?
So for the purposes of wild shape, when she becomes an animal, she is that animal. She can understand you all, but she is an animal. She can't use her paws to shoot a bow. She can't cast spells. She is, for all intents and purposes, a real panther. The Panther monster stat has attacks and abilities of its own, like all the beasts do in D&D, but they can't like hold a sword or shoot a bow or cast a spell. They have to work within the confines of what animals they've turned into.
My point here, Ark, is if we attack them first, we might kill a few, but there's a lot of them there, and the moment they know we're here, we lose our element of surprise, and they become hostile, and they are gonna try and kill us. And I'm not 100% sure all of us are gonna survive that. And I look at Amara.
One concern I have, my charisma is very low. If I have to talk my way out of something,
you backing me up. I got this.
Okay, all right. Let's do it.
If Kevin, how far are we from them?
So at this point, you are, judgment call. The map here says has a distance point on it. 100 feet. So you're about, from where you are, you're about like 200 feet away from them technically, from that location, just because of the way this map's kind of strewn. But you know what? I don't like what the map says. I'm going for what I say. So I'm just going to say that this is, so from where the people from the back are, it's roughly 60 feet. From the back entrance, the front entrance, they're like 55 feet.
Okay.
What are the people at the back of the church doing? Like that group?
That's the battering ram.
Yeah.
No.
So the battering ram are in the bottom part here. So this is the battering ram group.
Okay, so 4 cloaked men and the 4
kobolds.
What are they doing?
They're trying to just generally standing around. They've got this place surrounded, and they're just kind of like, it looks like you're not actually, you're pretty far away at this point. You'd have to get closer to see in detail. From your vantage point, it just looks like they're kind of standing around and like looking inside and looking for something.
I think we should just move closer for the time being. Let's move a little bit closer so we're at least within distance.
We're going to have to regardless. Okay, let's move closer.
Yeah. While still remaining in cover.
Speed.
Okay, so just move your tokens to where you want to move in the map. So I had Apollo roll stealth check, just moving in closer. So I'll have the 4 of you roll stealth checks as well as you get closer.
Oh boy. Why is my stealth at it?
12.
Oh.
22.
Son of a bitch. 3.
Okay, so we got a 12, a 23. Is that what I heard?
22.
22, 12, 22, and a 3.
I got 17.
And you got 17. Okay. So that will be enough as you start to make your way through the shrubbery and try to get closer. Archer, and you kind of just like with your big, huge Leonin feet and massive paws, you're kind of trying to be quiet as you can, but you just hear like some twigs snap around. And Omar, as you're going behind, you're like, Meow! You're just like kind of annoyingly like cat telling him like, be quiet. But even that is making the sound a bit loud to do that. And Avery and Arlie just look behind you, go, shut the fuck up. Just like stop bickering. But you're able to get that close unnoticed.
Okay.
And these peeps, I'll say from the time it took you to kind of get over there. They're kind of making their way around this side.
All right. I say we Avery, you and I, we try and grab as much attention as possible and book it in the opposite direction as the keep.
No, so should we just go into the town?
No, we should go away from the town, away from any possible victims, and say, do I, from my time just strolling through the town before, do I know what's outside? Like that would be, I guess, bottom right of the map, like outside of the town.
Bottom right, you didn't really explore past the village limits. I will say, because I did have you kind of exploring this area, I'll make you roll a history check to see if you can remember any details about the church.
5.
You're too focused on this distraction plan to really reveal any details about the church that had happened from before, unfortunately. But gleaming, past that city limit, kind of the way you entered into the village, which was much more central, kind of. Actually, no, it was more off from the left side that you came into the town, through that main road in the middle of the village. So you actually haven't been this far past these city, this village limit before.
Okay.
Archeon?
There's a slight flaw in your plan. There was a slight flaw. We cannot advance into this church. Only a certain amount of us. We all need to be into the church in order to be in the church. So if we split up and let's just say we distract them, we get there, we're technically waiting inside for the rest of you.
No, you take them and go. You get into the church and go while we keep going as far as possible. As long as possible. You should be able to get in there, and I'm assuming if they want to live,
Dicecream?
they will come with you, and they just go. Just go back to that sewer.
Okay.
How are you guys going to get back to us?
Yeah. I just want to know if there's like a level inside of the church that we have to be involved with, or can we just, let's just say, kick down the door, grab whoever's in there and run back is my curiosity.
Also, how would you guys get inside? Well, I guess if we're going to bring the people away from the door, you might be able to convince them to let you in. Yeah, we would. Which way is that river flowing?
The river is flowing away to the right. So you were kind of going with the current of the river.
That would take us further from our objectives if we had to go to that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, my idea is just one of them, but it's the only thing I can think of to get this large amount of people away from the.
Well, Archeon, you said you wanted to try to get a closer look at what was going on the backside of the church?
No, I was curious to see what the group at the top was doing there, but if they're just chilling there.
Well, at the time, you were a bit too far away to get a good look with the roll. So you could roll a perception check if you want to try to see what they're up to behind there, because you've got if you moved a little bit over to the left, you can kind of get an angle on what they're trying to do.
Nope,
Can I also see
say
what
8?
they're doing?
8? Yeah, I'll let you roll too, Amara.
How would I do that as
the Panther? So you have to use the Panther's stats. So for perception, it has a passive perception of 14. But for rolling perception, which skill is that? I believe it is your wisdom. So for the Panther, it has a +2. So roll a d20 +2.
Okay. Nope, I got an 8.
An 8, yeah. Unfortunately, you kind of got a bit of a closer look, but you just see them on this back side of this church, and you can kind of just see them on the back side of this temple, and it looks like they're looking for something on the wall. It's kind of hard to determine what. That's all you can see. You kind of see them one of them's kind of looking on the back wall for something, and then the rest of them are kind of huddled together, kind of almost in a semicircle, looking down into something. But it's kind of hard to determine with that roll what they're up to.
Okay, Amara's gonna get very impatient and just turn back into a Kalashtar.
Into your normal form.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus.
Hello, I'm back. So I do have my entangle if you want to maybe wait until they like group up and I can entangle them.
I like that.
Yeah, because you're radiant. It's pretty.
That might be easier and we can stay together.
So just so you know, Amara, because I just want to make sure you know, you have one more spell slot left, and then you cannot do any more spells.
Yes.
Just so you're aware.
Yes.
Some of them, there's a lot of them, and if even a quarter of them succeed in breaking free of that, it could be troublesome. Also, they can still shoot us with bows and arrows from a trapped position.
We really don't have a lot of options.
I think
here.
they saw
Yeah.
what I did before, and they would be a little bit intimidated.
I still like Apollo's plan personally.
Well, let's do Apollo's plan. Let's do it. I'm in. We're going to distract them, lead them away.
Distract, go.
I think that we can't take any more time because then
They're gonna
the
break in
villagers will die. So we got to act fast, act quick. They're marching.
I just want
I
to
say we
avoid
should-
battle if we can.
I'll Apollo, make a perception check really quick.
6.
Avery, make one as well.
Gotcha. Hold on. 23.
There you go. Apollo, you're too concerned about the panther changing Amara, just going back and forth, like, what the fuck? But as you're trying to come up with a plan, Avery, you're looking over at the front door, trying to see how you're going to pull off creating this distraction. And you look at the front door, that sound. It sounds like breaking wood is getting louder and louder in the
We
front
need
door.
to move now. So,
Yes.
all right, Apollo, let's go.
All right. You guys get in as quietly as possible and get as many out as quietly as possible. And I'm just gonna go.
Okay, so just so I know, the plan is Apollo and Avery are going to try to light the tree line on fire.
No, we're trying to pretend we're dragon cultists and
Infiltrate and distract.
and be like, there's a dragon egg over here. You should come this way to all of them because that's their apparently main goal. And
Okay.
and be like, we need help. The people are running away with it or something like that. I don't know.
That is assuming that they are looking for a dragon egg in that church, and not
Well,
just
that's
villagers.
We're hoping
Maybe.
that the one guy
If
is
they're-
behind the tree.
If they're not, then we'll light the tree line on fire and then plan
yeah.
B.
Okay.
If not, then we can be like, we know where the dragon egg is and run the other way again.
I say our plan B is to run out of the trees with them following us. You leave the oil behind. I'll light the trail of oil, light the trees ablaze. That'll be our wall to get out.
Yeah, I'm gonna spread just before we even engage. I'm gonna spread the oil as much as I can.
Aiden, I love your De Niro face. That reaction.
There's something like mentally in my brain, there's something that we're missing. There's something about this that doesn't seem, I don't know what it is, and I can't put my finger on it, but there's something about this that we're not doing, we're not checking, and this is just because we're new to this. I'm just trying to figure out what's a plausible reason to. There's too many people to attack. Yeah, it is. But it is. It's too many people to attack. Even with my rage, like I would still take half damage. It's still too many people. And again, I don't know if we can go into this church like we can. I don't know if there's a level, quote unquote, or a new map inside this church. And again, I don't know if we can. I don't know. There's something about this that doesn't seem. There's a way to do this, but I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what it is. I'm using as much as wrinkles as my brain can possibly.
I could take the torch from Ark and tie it to an arrow and shoot it into the bushes after the oil is in there, and they're.
I'd say you could light the arrow on fire, using it to jettison a torch and be like, you.
Okay.
And then you're on fire.
Yeah.
But you could certainly try to do that for sure.
Okay, so I'm just gonna spread oil along this bottom bit of the bushes where we plan on leading them through.
All right. How much of it do you want to light? Like, do you want to light like all the way across here?
I don't want to light any of it right now. But
Your oil, I should say. Do you want to like where exactly do you want to line it?
How much can I put down?
Let me see. Apollo. is in your equipment?
It's a flask of oil. Yeah, it's in my equipment. 2 pounds.
2 pounds. As an action, you can splash the oil in this flask onto a creature within 5 feet, or throw it up to 20 feet.
I'm hoping I can kind of, because it's a lot of bushes and stuff, I can kind of like spread it out all along like the
So
leaves
you
and
can
stuff like that.
pour a flask of oil on the ground to cover 5 foot square area.
Okay.
So
Well-
it can only take like basically 5 feet, but that just means it's a starting point for the flames to potentially catch on to the shrubbery and the trees. If the oil burns, so if lit, the oil burns for 2 rounds and deals 5 fire damage to any creature that enters the area or ends its turn in the area. A creature can take this damage only once per turn.
Okay. So we could use it as a kickstart to the lighting this section on fire.
Correct.
Okay.
Just really quickly, I went through my inventory just to see if I have something that is more or less useful. I do have a clothes/costume, which is social, deception, and outerwear. So I have something that I could use as deception. I just checked my inventory. It says social, deception, or outerwear. So I do have deceptive clothing on me.
It
I know
seems
we were
like
talking about trying to deceive them. I have deception clothing.
yeah.
I don't
It
know.
seems like they were bandits though, or at least like it seems to be a huge jumble of people. So
Yeah, but it's so vague. It just says deception on it. So like I could pretend to be anybody. Let's just say hypothetically.
yeah.
So
Where is that archer? I'm just trying to look for it.
that's it's in my inventory, and you'll see that it's my my armored spike, my spiked armor, my backpack, my bedroll, and then it says clothes and costume. And then on the side there it says
Clothes,
social.
costume. This set of clothes is fashioned after a particular costume, particularly meant for entertaining.
Oh.
Yeah, I will. I will let you. You basically just have a different change of clothes, for deception purposes, social purposes. So technically, yeah, he has his pack on. He's like, I've got these different clothes that are different from what I was wearing before. I could try to, infiltrate or convince them.
I just wanted to check, and that kind of tied in with the first one. So other than
It's definitely an option.
Light away.
I think worst case scenario, Avery and I piss them off. They come after us, or at least a good portion of them come after us, and then you guys just get him there and take as many as possible.
But if I can wear the deceptive clothing and walk in there, they wouldn't let me in. Never mind.
So the big, sort of the guarding unit is now coming close to where you guys are.
Now or never. Yeah.
Light it.
Now.
All right, I'm just gonna stand up in the bushes and like hopefully just kind of like I'm gonna try and like run up to this guy, or like with the plain intention of going to this guy and like acting like, oh, seeing a bunch of kobolds and drakes and stuff, that means that's a normal day for me. And I'm gonna run up to what's the dragon mask guy? Sir, we found something. There's a dragon egg. They said that the villagers, they ran off. They said they were trying to protect it. They said they ran this way. They said over here they've hidden it. They saw us coming. They hid it. We need help. There's only 2 of us. And I put reference to Avery. We need more. There were 8 of them. We gotta go. They're gonna get it before us.
So the dragon cultist with the adorned nice mask and the fine robes, talking to all these kobolds are around him. The guard patrol party has now come to him. You 2 have run out of the shrubbery in plain view, not changed any of your clothes, not done.
They haven't really seen. I'll leave my hat just for sake. I'll leave my hat in the my very floral hat in the thing. Otherwise, I'm just in like black leathers. So, and they've already.
But you two are pretty much in the same clothing that you had when you attacked the raiders before. And a few of them escaped.
The ones that escaped didn't see Avery or I. Because Avery was behind the gate the whole time.
Yeah.
Avery was behind the gate. You were up top shooting?
I only got one shot and they were already running and trying to run away and I was in the corner. So I made the assumption that I was far enough away.
I will give that to you. I have to lay out these details in order to role play it forward. So
can I add
you coming out there? Yeah.
This is Cole constructing. Cole doesn't have the charisma of Apollo.
No, I know, but that's why I was just making sure, like, I have to paint the picture as clear as possible for me to make the next judgment moving forward. So yeah. You are correct.
Okay.
They did not see Avery or Archeon because they were behind for a while there. They did come out to grab the lone gold, but they were all running away at that point. Whether they looked behind them, you're not too sure, but it's safe to say that you scared the shit out of them, that they ran away, and you were up top high when they were running away. So, okay. So you've come out to them, and yeah.
And I'm just gonna keep repeating, or like just repeat, like, please, we're so close, the dragon egg, and I'm gonna say that in Draconic.
Okay.
I'm not gonna speak.
Okay.
Sorry, lackey.
Shay, what did you want to say?
I was going to say, for reassurance, I should jump out with them adorning my deceptive clothing just to kind of reassure the situation.
You're more than welcome to do that if you like.
Maybe to help the situations because I'm wearing deceptive
So
clothing.
let's do this in steps first, just so because you're looking basically behind the shrubs, sussing the situation out. So they run out. Dragon eggs! There's dragon egg! We found them! Started speaking in Draconic. And the dragon call just looks behind with all the kobolds. And if you remember earlier, we had said a lot of these raiders, bandits, and things were wearing like normal adventuring clothing. There weren't a lot of them that had like official gear. This one dude looks like he's wearing the official gear. And you come out and say that. Cole, roll a deception check.
Do I get advantage because Avery's with me?
He hasn't said anything. He's just standing there.
I'm supporting.
He's my lackey. I don't know. He's just he looks panicked.
I'm his groupie.
Second person.
Avery, how would you like to assist Apollo in making this a bit more of a
I'm just backing up what he's saying, non-verbally, just being reassuring, because I do not have a good deception.
So this would give him,
persuasion.
so you helping gives him advantage, not you. So you would help to give Apollo advantage on his deception roll, which he's very good in.
Okay, cool.
I just need to discern like how exactly you would help him to make it go through.
I'd say, it's true, we saw it. Tell them, and and then he'll speak in Draconic. So you got two people saying this is not just one, and I'm going to say as little as I need to. I'm not going to go and overextend.
All right. Apollo, roll deception at advantage.
18.
Good.
With added Draconic.
Nat 20.
No, please, no. I don't even see.
What is that?
The 4.
That's a 4?
No, it's an 18.
Oh.
It's an 18. Wait, did you roll twice though? Because you had an advantage, or?
Yeah, how
did you roll twice, Apollo? You had an advantage.
Yeah, no, I had both 18s.
Oh gosh.
Okay. So I rolled an 18 as well to see if I believed you. And he looks at you. He looks at all the kobolds behind him. Where are they? Where are these eggs?
It was just one. It was just one. It was, and this is cool. Can I remember just any nearby monument? Just anything. Just
We saw like the houses across the river.
In the town, or like nearby the village.
anything to the south of us. Just literally calling out a place that I know exists and I know is a real place that is south of us.
Roll a history check.
19.
Okay. I will say, so I will say the area you are in with a 19. You know that Green Nest is a town that's along the Dune Trail in the Greenfields area of the Western Heartlands.
It's down the trail. They said, we don't know exactly. They ran off, and we overheard them saying that they were going to take it away, to hide it, to let their group know. We don't know exactly where it is, but we saw where they went, and unless we go now, we're gonna lose them. If you are not loyal to the dragon, then I will show my loyalty. And I just run. And I say that one in Draconic as well. And it's like, if you're not going to be loyal, then I will. And I'm just going to run.
Roll another deception check. This is straight.
With advantage, question mark?
No
21.
advantage.
No.
21.
You dart ahead. Avery, do you go with him or are you staying
Yes,
there?
I'm with him.
The dragon cultist leader sees you dart off and then follow them! Get them before they get them! If there's one near here, we need it now! And then you see them just shout at this huge horde of kobolds and cultists as the guard group rushes after you. But the front charge trying to open the door are still there, but he's sent the guarding party to go with you.
Okay. Good.
And it's there, everyone, that we got to end the session, unfortunately. Woo! That was good. Finally, you roll high when it fucking mattered, Cole.
Yeah. It was literally until I had 2 rolls that were above 10.
I rolled a 2 on that last one.
Oh, thank you.
So when you're doing like contested checks with deception, if you're trying to deceive me, I roll insight against your deception to see if I can discern if you're full of shit or not. So I can't, like, you rolled 18, I rolled 18, and then the second one, 21 and 2. So he just sent that guard party to go along with you. So yeah, so we still got a little group at the front and a group at the back. But everyone, we will pick this up next Saturday to see how you deal with the fallout of this and try to get into that church. You've got a lot less enemies to deal with now. Whether you try to distract that front group to get away from the door or circle around in the back and try to be sneaky, who knows? But we'll find out next Saturday, gang. So yeah, thank you all for watching. We super appreciate everyone who supports this stream on all the different Twitch channels streaming on. So thank you guys so much. Tune in here next Saturday, same time, same channel, 4 p.m. PST, 7 p.m. EST. And if you're curious for other D&D stuff that's going on my channel, I run my own homebrewed story every Monday on the Dicecream Twitch channel called Beyond the Realms. It's a 100% original story that I wrote, and it's been going on since the start of last year, roughly, last April. So we're coming close to our first year anniversary. And one last thing. I just launched this, and I wanted to let people here know as well. I relaunched my Patreon, and there are actual D&D games on there as a part of a tier. If anyone who's watching wanted to get involved with D&D or doing a game DM'd by me, I've got tiers up there for intro games for anyone who's never played D&D before. and then a group for 5th level, 10th level, 15th level, that kind of thing. There's only 6 spots per tier. So yeah, check it out. The links are in my bio. But yeah, if anyone else had anything they wanted to say before we sign off?
I think we're good.
We're good. Okay.
Ready to go?
Thank you guys. We'll see you here next week.
Kevin.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Kevin.
Bye, guys.
You're all